Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. I know I'm late. I'll explain myself. Lord have mercy. I didn't even think I was going to be able to make it. But anyway, my question is empty suits or the fighter? Who is important? Which one will fans choose? That's a pertinent question. But we're going to talk about that and some shit. But first, y'all know the drill. Let's turn to Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT, or you can call me just plain old TT. Y'all saw the thumbnail, empty suits or the fighter? Who is important? Which one will fans choose? That is one of the biggest questions. And we'll get into that after I do my basic top of the hour thing. Yes, I was late. I'm going to tell you guys about that too later. I'm going to tell you what I just learned. Anyway, water check. I am definitely at my benchmark and probably some more. But I'm going to say I reached my benchmark already with the water intake. And normally I'm at 10 bottles. So a benchmark with me would be like 12 bottles because that would bring me up to like 96 ounces of water. And a lot of times I usually drink another bottle before I go to sleep. But I try to drink 12 bottles. That's 8-ounce bottles of water a day. Around this time, I'm usually at 10. So definitely I reached the benchmark, 12. And there's a perfect good reason for that today, Lord. Lord have mercy. It was a perfect good reason. Anywho, so water check. Here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we advocate that everybody try to shoot for a goal of 100 ounces of water. And to be perfectly honest, if you're an adult, you need to be able to drink at least a gallon of water a day, 128 ounces. We know the formula is half your body weight in ounces. But hey, if you reach 100 ounces, that's going to do you good. It's going to make a drastic change. You're going to see the benefits in drinking that much water per day. I talk to people all the time, and one of the first questions I ask, how much water do you drink a day? And I'm not big on water. How are you not big on water when approximately 70% of your body is water? You know what I'm saying? You know how they do that old saying, when in Rome, do what Romans do? Well, hell, when in your body, do what your body do. Consume water. If your body is mostly made of water, what you think you need to drink? So I always say try to trick your mind, you know, tell your body, I'm gonna have that soda tonight. I'm gonna get that hottie toddy, I'm gonna get that coffee today, I'm gonna do all that, but I ain't doing none of that until I drink my ounces of water. Then after that, have at it. And what you're going to find is if you front load the water, get that out the way first. Basically, my old cliche, work first, play second. Get the water out the way. And then if your heart desires, go on and drink you the coffee, the hottie toddy, or whatever it is you want to drink. But I guarantee you, if you front load and do it that way, your body going to choose water every time. You're going to get to your benchmark and you're going to say, now I'm going to get this soda. And you crack that bitch open, you take a sip, and you'll close that bitch back up and put it in your fridge for another day. Ain't nothing wrong with drinking sodas. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer about all those drinks. They're fun to drink. They bring you joy. They sometimes happy for you. But you have to work first, play second. So that's why we do the water check every day on my boxing channel, because I want it to become second nature. I want when you out and about and you be like, man, let me get some water. When you out and about and you just think you need something to drink, get the water. And then you be like, damn, why am I picking the water? Because you know what? Repetition works. You hear about the shit every day. That's what you'll start doing. So this is the purpose of Boxing Fans Talk TV, for even bringing it up. We understand that a lot of people are not big water drinkers, so we say at least twice a day you should drink water. First thing in the morning before the toes hit the ground, before you get off in your morning routine, drink you 8 ounces. And we talking 8 ounces, y'all. 8 ounces, a cup of water. Drink you 8 ounces, have it on a nightstand. And I also advocate that you learn how to drink room temperature water. It's still good. It still works, you know what I'm saying? But then, I also advocate that you get you a little mini fridge, have that in your room. And here, I'm going to tell you, one thing Miss T don't do or like to do is to spend frivolously. I don't like giving my money to the man every chance I get. So I be worried about electric bills and such things. I unplug hot curlers, like all the stuff that you can go into a woman's house and see all this stuff plugged up. No, the only thing that's plugged up are all my TVs, my computer devices, my fridge, my stove, the basics that you shouldn't unplug. Everything else is not in the socket. When I need it, I'll plug it up. When I don't, I won't. A lot of people don't understand, like our RF energy, VHF, UHF, all that stuff. The energy you plug in, getting from the socket. A lot of people don't understand that even when you're not using it, it's pulling juice. So you want to see a drastic change in your electric bill? I've been on this shit for like 15 years though. You want to see a drastic change in your electric bill? Unplug everything. Unplug everything that is, you can say truly is not important to you. To my gamers out there who stream all the time, see, that would be one of those devices that's important to you. But do you got to have your clippers plugged up, ready to go first thing in the morning? It's going to work either way if you plug it up when you get there or unplug it. Also, turn off all the lights. Also, understand every time you use the juice from your stove or your oven, you pull in a lot of juice. Now, I say keep those things plugged up, but what's wrong with getting an Emerald grill, or some of y'all like to get those air fryers, have them on the counter, unplug them, but have them on the counter ready. You can cook the same kind of way as a conventional oven with these little toaster ovens, especially if you're just cooking for yourself. These are just tips, right? So that's what we do. The second time, and I got off on a tangent, I know a little bit. Second time to drink water is at night. When you get out the shower, a lot of us take our showers and baths at night. When you get out, throw your pajamas on, you don't go to sleep right away. And this is when you drink your water. 8-ounce cup, just 8 ounces, y'all. A cup of water. The American Heart Association agrees that drinking water around this time is good for your heart. It's very good for your heart. If you ever heard them say drinking wine with a meal, dinner, or lunch, it's good for your heart. Well, so is drinking water right before you go to bed. It does wonders. I even went so far as to advocate, like, these people are not paying me to advocate this shit. Um, but Bayer Aspirin, I know that years ago, not that long ago, they got into some kind of trouble with the Bayer Aspirin. I don't know what the whole details were, but they was trying to destroy the company. I don't know what the fuck they put in there. It made me think of World War II when the Nazis was like unstoppable. That's because they was on meth. But like anything, you get on some kind of drugs like that, oh, your demise is coming. But in the beginning, in the interim, the motherfuckers was unstoppable. Because they don't never seem like they sleep. And they kept going. They was like robots. Yeah, because everybody was getting a daily regimen of meth. Until it caught up with them. Then you seen their demise. That's what lost them the war. Getting on drugs. But that's what also helped them make gains, getting on drugs. But water would never do that to you. Water will have so many benefits and to your life and your health overall. So, a lot of reads going on when you're in a deep sleep at night, and when you go to sleep, it's not a cat nap, it's a deep sleep, hopefully for folks. And you got a lot of reads going on, revamping, recharging, rebooting, recleaning, recreating. And you want all of that to go smoothly and efficiently. So this is why you drink the water, to help everything. Plus, it's going to help prepare you for when you wake up in the morning and do, when you hit the head first thing in the morning. So you need that water, okay? And a fun fact, you burn 900 to 1,000 calories at night in a deep sleep. So for those of you who don't get your sleep, you missing out. You very much so missing out, because every deep sleep, you're going to burn that much calories. And remember, it's after midnight, so you already in a new day. I would suspect you want 1,000 calories burned by just sleeping. Then you go to the gym, you go balls to wall, 300 right there, just by being up in the morning, chilling, you burning 1545 right there. And you only need 36 calories, 3,600 calories to take away a pound. Guys like to cut weight, especially when they lifting, which is cardio. Strength training is cardio, especially when y'all lifting weights and stuff like that. Cut a little, a couple of pounds or whatever. It's gonna really project your striations and stuff from lifting weights. So hey, there's so many benefits from drinking your water and getting a deep sleep. You know what I'm saying? So drink your water. Water, water, water. It's always the operative word of the day. Now that we got that out the way, let's get rid of some housekeeping. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you already subscribed, you don't have to hit it no more. So let me tell you, if you're new in here, hit that subscribe button. But if you've already been here before, I'm sure you hit the subscribe button. Don't do it again. You already locked in. When you do it more than once, you be unsubscribing. So, just know that for my channel and others. But do hit the like and share every time you come in. Leave a comment. I do read them, y'all. As long as they make logical and rational sense, hey, I can be persuaded to change my viewpoint or perspective. If you have any questions about anything I've said in the past, the present, and what you think I would say because you watch me, you can predict what Miss T gonna say, then hit me up at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. That's boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. And do a jig, do a nice little dance at times. Hit the Cash App. Thank you in the present and the past for any Cash App sent. A lot of times I don't see it till I get off, because that's when I look at my other devices. I rarely look at them during the show. Sometimes when I don't look at that part, I have it on another page. But do hit the Cash App. It's Boxing Fans Talk TV. That's Boxing Fans Talk TV. Everything you donate, I do put it back into the show. As I say, I'm passionate about the talk of boxing and everything boxing. It's my sport. Out of all the sports I could pick from, that's the one I chose. And so sometimes it's like it's very costly to do a show. You would be surprised what I got over here. So do hit the Cash App until I get to a point that I'm monetized. And then, of course, super chat a nigga. So Boxing Fans Talk TV. Now that we got all that out the way, it's time to do some shout outs, shall we? Sensory Pictures is in the building. What's poppin'? King said, greeting, Miss T. Greetings. Al Money is in the building. He said, Miss T, 100. What's up, Al? He talking to Sensory. The XO Factory. One love to the queen. How are you, Miss T? I'm good. Sir Ampo is back here. Miss T, salute my lady. Salute, King. Warren Lawrence, he said, roses to the queen. T. What's poppin', Mr. Lawrence? ATL, my bro, ATL Unanimous Boxing Sports. He said, in my Coming to America voice, she's your queen. I can't say. I'm Morris. To be. Look, y'all done caught a front row seat to some bullshit just now, but I tried. ATL Unanimous Boxing Sports said, drink your agua, indeed. Whoa, Yogi, Dr. Yogi. What's poppin', Queen? Hello, Miss T. Stopping by to show some love. Hey, Yogi, you know the last time we was talking? And you got somebody came by, and I guess you was outside or something. And you said, I'll call you back. I was like, Yogi forgot to call me back. You know that was my 51st birthday. I was like, damn, Yogi ain't even say happy birthday. But it's all good. That was your month. October was officially your month. I'm going to let you borrow October, because that's the month you became a doctor. Not a medical doctor, y'all, but a doctor nonetheless. And, hey, you got to give it up to her. That's a milestone in your life. I was like, man. But look, October is your month in 2022. You may use it. But what's poppin', Queen? Thank you for coming through. So, all right, so let's get into it. Whew. I was thinking about this. She said, no, sis, happy birthday, sis. I owe you big. No, you don't owe me nothing. I was just tripping. I said, she didn't even say happy birthday. You know, for a hot second, I got in my feeling. But it's all good, because I know you so long. But I like I say, October 2022, I gave to Yogi on loan. This the month that she became a doctor. So you don't owe me anything. Happy to share my birthday month. Empty suits or the fighter, who is important? Which one will fans choose? Inquiring minds want to know. Now, I know I wasn't. Oh, shit. Damn. I activated something. Hold on, y'all. I know I wasn't here yesterday, but I had good reason. This is the part I say I'm going to get into before we really get into the empty suits thing. Okay, and y'all know I'm going to try not to go off on a tangent, but we're going to talk some health right now. So last year, I'm going to just get past the minutia, try to just get into it. Last year, I'm always taking, first you need to know, I always take blood tests like every 3 months or at least every 6 months to make sure everything is on the up and up. And I suggest anybody out there that if you have a primary care, this is something you should do. I know that it costs, but it's worth it, especially when you get older. Take a blood test at least every 6 months and look at the basics, your minerals intake or levels, your vitamin levels, especially your hemoglobin, like that's iron, and your WBC and your A1C, take those blood tests every 6 months, right? To ensure that you're okay. If you don't understand what those acronyms are, ask the person to give you the paperwork that shows what your numbers are. And on that paper, it's going to say normal or not. They're going to tell you the normal ranges, and they're going to tell you your ranges. And you'll know if you're not normal. And so when you see these paperwork, that should be a hint and a half to address certain things. This is what I do every year. I automatically in the pipeline of doing this because of what happened to me medically in the past. But for people who seem like that they've been healthy and all that, may I suggest to you that you do this for yourself, especially if you, like I said, you're getting older. You coming out your 30s, definitely start doing this. In your 20s, have fun. Have fun. You know what I'm saying? So when I was last year, I didn't have this problem. Earlier this year, in the spring, I didn't have this problem. When here's my 6 months later, September, I was informed that I have gallstones. I was like, what? Where the fuck they come from? And mind you, this spring in May, I think it was May or April, I didn't have gallstones. September, I had gallstones. So he said, don't worry, it's common. And he started speaking to how common it is. I still was feeling a certain way. I'm like, how the fuck but he said mine was normal. They were in place. They were not toxic. They were not infected. None of that. I should have no problems. But I tell you guys all the time that the body is a balancing act. So whenever you have something that you shouldn't have, it is a problem, even if it's on a small, minor level. Because gallstones can beget a lot of shit, right? And one of them is pancreatitis. Nigga. Yesterday I had pancreatitis, and I'm laughing at it, even though my numbers were off the chain. But I said, how do you get that? What have I done? What have I done? I'm eating right and everything. They said they showed a list of what can bring pancreatitis. One of them being gallstones, and all of this happened this year. So I'm like, okay, but fellas, you know how we always telling y'all or trying to tell y'all which y'all probably have experienced that be close to contractions. Let me be the first to tell you pancreatitis or gallstone pain. Y'all, and some of y'all got kidney stones or whatever. This is why you got to go and take those tests to make sure all these levels are right, because those tests tell them a lot. ATL is advocating keto diet. He did it and it worked for him. Men, get your prostate checked. Just buried my father. My condolences, ATL. And I know when I drop the link, you'll tell us about, how that went and everything. We love you over here. This is Rob is in the building. What's Papa King said? Good evening, Miss T. Sir Ambo's hollering at ATL. This is Rob said, what up, ATL? And they speaking to each other. Warren G? What up, Warren G? From This is Rob. And y'all speaking to each other. So, okay. When I tell y'all, this crap woke me out of a dead sleep. You hear me? Woke me clean the hell up. I couldn't barely talk because you don't understand that for a lot of you, you don't understand how much you use your stomach muscle or your stomach or your torso to do simple shit like talking. It was coming out as a whisper. I couldn't talk for hell. I normally drive myself to the emergency room when I have issues. I don't bother my daughter because I know that could be frustrating and something for her to deal with. You be thinking you got it under control, but you don't think how your illnesses and all that stuff affect your loved ones when they look at you going through stuff. First, I thought it was like cramps. Maybe I had to go to the bathroom or something, and it was none of that. But it felt like it. Because we also tell you, men, that if you ever had cramps or constipation really, really bad, that's how contractions feel too. But shit, I think pancreatitis took the cake. The pain of it all, that shit was hurting so bad, it was killing my ribs. It was killing the bones in the back, the ribs in the back. Oh my God, I was like delirious. I had to turn on the air. We're in the dead of winter. My body temperature seemed like it was not being regulated. It was getting hot and hot. I had to turn on the air and the fan. And I never do no shit like that because I like warmness. Oh my God. I was in so much pain. I started talking to myself. I can laugh now, but I ain't fucking around. I started talking to myself. I called my daughter in there, and she was the sweetest. Let me give a shout out to my daughter, Bree. When her mama is hurting, boy, that girl is sweet as hell. But the funny thing that I laugh about my daughter As soon as you start seeing signs of improvement, she would like, bitch, you on your own. That girl is, look, the apple did not fall far from the tree, because I'm not that kind of nurturing either. Like, I can never have shout outs to the women and men who do CNA or take care of assistant living type jobs. I can never do that. Never could I ever, because that ain't me. So I understand that it could be a burden to some folks. So she was very sweet. I had to lean on her. I told her just sit in my room with me, because I was trying not to go to the doctor. I didn't know what it was. I felt that pain before, but I told you I have edema as part of one of my autoimmune disorders, and I could swell anywhere in my body. Well, now I'm swelling in my pancreas for no reason other than, the fact that now I'm on the Richter scale as having gallstones. So now my pancreas was up for grabs, right? Found out what they do for people who got pancreatitis. Anything itis is talking about swelling. And the bottom line is nothing. They're not going to recommend that you get it removed or anything like that. They're just going to tell you they rather put you in the hospital, because they can give you an IV. In the IV, they can give you some pain medicine, some good shit. Because when it gets straight in your blood, it takes effect quick. So boom, they was like, we know you don't like to stay in the hospital overnight, so we're gonna send you home because you seem like you feel better. They gave me the same cocktail I get when I go in for my edema, for the swelling and stuff. So, which was some strong ass steroids. That's why I tell you, all steroids ain't bad, with some Benadryl and some other shit. And it seemed like it cured it. I was feeling better. He said, because you seem like you better, you say you hungry. This was in the middle of the night, y'all. I said, hell yeah, I'm hungry. I ain't ate all day. And then he was like, if you could drink this cup of water without throwing up, cool. I was like, nope, nope, nope. Drink the water. I'm good, doc. We can go. Because I don't like to stay there no longer than I have to. So he was telling me, if you come back, we're going to probably admit you if you want us to or whatever. But that's so that they can give you, like I said, the medicine through the IV and change your diet instantly on fleek. Like right then and there, you about to eat some cardboard, some paper, some shit you don't want to eat. You about to eat some bland ass food, in other words. And they'll do it right there. And of course, that will take care of it. Now, you can have a swollen pancreas or swollen any kind of organ for 1 or 2 days or to 2 to 3 weeks. Which one it is going to happen to you, nobody knows. I was like, shit, I'm shooting for the 1 day or the 6 hours or whatever. But, it's hit or miss for each person. So I get home and I'm thinking I'm going to be okay, because now I got my regular voice back. I'm talking regular. And about 30 minutes after being home, mind you, I had to spend a lot of time waiting for the medicine because they on holiday routine and everything. So I spent over an hour waiting on the medicine after I got out the ER. I get home after about 30 minutes, hitting the pain again. Now, my daughter went straight to sleep. She was like knocked out. Now, AT, I know you be talking about the keto diet, but I was warned specifically because I have gallstones. Get off the meat. Look at keto diet with whatever you going through. I promise you, Miss T. Look, I can't do that with gallstones. Smash the like button, subscribe, but I appreciate it. Some of y'all don't have my problems. Y'all listen to him because I seen him. I seen him when he did it and it worked. So not knocking keto, but I specifically can't do that, especially now, because I was, it's not good for your gallstones. And if it ain't good for your gallstones, it's like I tell you, like a balancing act. Whatever you have with one part of your body, it affects the other, because all your organs do multi jobs. And they just as important, you know what I'm saying? So you want that balance. You don't want to overwork one organ by destroying another one, because that's what happens. Anywho, so I get home, the pain hits. Then they sent me home with some, of course, steroids, some Benadryl, and this thing called Promethazine. And I knew I was going to talk about it on the show, because that mess right there, the Promethazine, oh my God. I swear by it now. But I was scared because it didn't make sense. The other 2 medicines made sense, but this one I was like, well, what is this again? And they said it's a depository. I like, why I gotta do that? What that got to do with the pancreas? And they was like, you don't understand. It's gonna help you, blah 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 blah. And I said, but in my head, I'm thinking I'm good in that area. Why, And they was like, no, take this along with your pain medicine. It's going to help exacerbate that pain medicine. So whatever the dosage you took in that pain medicine, which is a safe dose for you, it's going to feel like you got a triple or double dose if you use this Promethean. Plus, it's going to relax you and blah, 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 and all this stuff. So I get the bag of the Promethean, I look at it, and it said, avoid trying to use the bathroom for at least an hour. So I'm like, but I'm thinking anything you put up there, it's going to come rushing on out. So I put my gloves on, inserted, whatever. It's real easy. It was just shaped so it can be real easily, boop, popped in. So I popped it in. And this was like an hour after I took the pain med, because, like I said, 30 minutes or so being home, that pain came with a vengeance. I thought my stomach was turned upside down. I got dizzy, because when you got a lot of pain, you can get real nauseated and dizzy. And this Promethean is supposed to help you with nausea. So, like I said, I popped it in, and I went and I got to my bed, and I took a few breaths. I leaned on my bed for like 5 minutes. Then I said, okay, let me get in under the covers and I'm going to just go to sleep. Next thing you know, I was out like a light, and I needed that sleep. I slept a lot today. I needed that sleep. I was just out. So I got up and I looked it up, what was in this shit. And that's because I asked the doctor, was this like a anxiety medicine or whatever? And she said, no, that's not what we use it for. But I'm going to tell you, that shit can be used as anxiety. It has hardly no side effects. No, you don't have to go to the bathroom. Any medicine that you take for pain is almost like you took triple of that. Because I tell y'all body works together with other stuff. So, and that instead of being like popping hydrocodones or codeines or oxycontins and all that stuff like they candy or M&M, get you some Promethean. It's spelled Pormethegan. Get you some Promethegan, and it will exacerbate, like just make more of the pain medicine you took. That way you ain't got to worry about, are you getting hooked on these pain medicines? Are you doing too much on the pain medicine? You're taking a regulated small dosage of it. But that mixture just, boom, makes it, you get the feel as if you got the highest dose ever. Pain went away. Of course, I was relaxed. Instantly after the pain went away, I went to sleep. I was sweating with that pain, everything. Like, of course, blood pressure rose and everything. So I was like, whoa, here I am. I still feel like I'm walking a little bit on cloud nine. I am appreciative. I'm grateful. That's why I missed yesterday, y'all, because of that issue. And hey, yo, I swear by this shit. They gave me a trunk. They gave me a bunch. They gave me 2 boxes and then some like a half a box. I swear by this stuff. If you take aspirin and take this thing, again, it don't do what you think it's gonna do. It don't make you poop and all that crap, but it exacerbate whatever kind of pain medicine and that you take it. Now, do the doctors? They kind of tell you, but it's almost like a kept secret. I've never heard of this. And it did. It took the pain. Now, I'm going to tell you, before I went to the doctor, I took 3 acetaminophen, i.e. Tylenols, 500 milligram tablets, hours before I went to the doctor. It ain't do shit. 500 milligrams. And I don't take pain medicine every day. Hardly ever. So if I'm going to take some Tylenol, that shit should work, right? 500 milligrams. Nothing. I was still sweating. I was on the verge of ready to curse everybody the fuck out that stood around me. Martin King is in the building. What's poppin'? King said, good evening, Queen Miss T. And then he said, Queen T, salute. Bold and understanding what's popping. And I'm about to end what I'm talking about, but I always share with y'all what I go through. I'm kind of like an open book. I probably shouldn't be, but sometimes I think that God meant for me to walk through things so I can share with people. And that's my biggest regret in life, that I know so many people and they never really shared anything with me. They let me watch them just be a success and watch them do well and get over humps. They ain't never want to tell me. But I'm not that person. Anytime I learn something or get hip to something, I come and share. You know, shame to the people who don't like to share. I don't know what that end game is supposed to be. Bold and understand to say it don't hurt to uppercut that like button. Exactly. He said, and Martin King, what's good, Bo? ATL and Martin King Boxing. What's up, fam? So that's what I wanted to tell y'all. Pro me the GAN. That's how you spell it. All one word. PROMETHEGAN. Get that in your life. That way you're not popping whatever you pop like M&Ms and it exacerbates like in a safe way. Because this one, that Promethean, is not like no big time narcotic. It's just when mixed with the narcotic, it exacerbates the feel that narcotic's supposed to give in a good way. I'm not nauseated, so that was what it was for. As I looked it up, it said it can act like a sedative. If you ever been through some extreme pain, once that pain is relieved, guess what you're going? You're going night-night. Instantly. Pain will make you want to go to sleep. So, yeah, I just figure I'd share that with y'all. I've never, ever heard of this drug till now, and I should have. If 3 500 milligram Tylenols is not going to cut out no pain, I don't know what would. Martin King said, chilling, bro, I lost my bets. What bets? Good evening, Miss T. What's poppin', Q? Where you been, bro? He said, come to pay up, SMH. Why? How much, because I didn't see, now I could be lost because I was probably gone for about a day, Martin King. I ain't see BLK make no release of no pay-per-view numbers. I didn't see somebody put out there 135, but that wasn't from BLK that I understood. I am still waiting from the horse's mouth. Martin King Boxer said true. Okay, so let's get into the show. I just thought I'd share that with y'all. I'm sorry if some of y'all say, I'm see with this medical stuff, but I'm telling you, sometimes good information is hard to find. And when you got somebody who's not selfish, who is willing to share these information, you know, I'm not a doctor, but I'm almost willing to think you can do that with a kid, you know, because it has no narcotic factor in this Promethean. It's just when it's mixed with a narcotic or something, it just exacerbates the feeling in a good way. In a good way. So, hey, I'm sharing with y'all. And most of us black people, we don't always get the information. Quentin said, I heard 15K. Boy, you fool. Nope. 120. Yeah, I tried to call press release the people who decided on pay-per-view numbers. They never responded up, Queen. Yeah, and guess what? Show regular cable hasn't probably released their numbers too. Now, I want to say something about that, especially while I'm talking about the subject that I'm going to talk about. Keep in mind, and we'll revisit it later, Showtime, Steven Espinoza did an interview in 2014. I can't remember if it was with Ring or Boxing Scene. Either one of those credible sources. Now, he was talking about the issue at the time was pay-per-view numbers being released right after the fight and how they was changing the culture by not even doing that no more. And also stating that if the numbers don't break a record, they have no obligation to tell you real numbers or how much or when to put the numbers out. They have no obligation. It went into depth about that. Y'all can look up that article. I'm telling you, Steven Espinoza, who was the interviewee, he was the one who was getting interviewed, and this was around the time of a Floyd Mayweather Maidana fight, and he said because of he doing this because the numbers, the pay-per-view numbers become more than the fight. The emphasis of the pay-per-view numbers become more important than the actual fighter and were you entertained. And so to them, that's a lose-lose situation. If you're going to put more into the damn numbers of this, that, and the other. That happened in 2014. I done gave y'all a date. I done gave you 2 possible organizations, the Ring Magazine or Boxing Scene, who could have did that interview. I done told you who the interview was with, Steven Espinoza, and I done told you what fight it preluded or came after, which was the Maidana Floor Effect fight. So y'all can look that up and then understand why people will say, I'd rather wait till the entity release their numbers. Either they're going to do it or not. And I still say that no matter what the numbers is, it's not going to change the trajectory of what Terrence Crawford going to get or receive from PBC. For those of you who are thinking that because let's say he get 1 million pay-per-view buys or some crazy number, that he's going to be in the good, it's good to have that leverage, because it's good to know things and to be able to say, that's why I don't care what you say. That's why I got my 3 degrees. So when they tell me no, you can't have a job, it's more than just about my 3 degrees. You either discriminating and you doing, and that's where my head goes. And I'm able to accept it more because I can't make people be ideal or ideally good, responsible, accountable. I can't do that. I can't make them be fair. But when you don't have degrees and the person, this is what they'll go to. Well, so-and-so, we've looked at applicants that have at least a bachelor and you don't have no college and blah, blah, blah. And you walk away thinking it was that, and it wasn't that. So now when you tell me no, you got to look me in the eye and tell me why. And when you tell me your answer, I'm going to be like that monkey, that chimpanzee that had that meme they had on, where the chimpanzee was dressed and sitting cool as a bitch in the chair, and he had a cigarette in his hand. He said, I know you lying, bitch, but continue. And I walk away happy because you have that problem. I don't have that problem. I am fair and impartial. I don't care what color you are. So if I'm in the driver's seat and I got to do the interview, I'm being fair to the person. But I'm never going to say, well, I don't want you. Now, don't get me wrong. You can't come in there dirty, unkept and shit. You can't do that. But outside of it, even with that, I'd be like, you want to reschedule? You know what I'm saying? But everybody ain't like me. So, and I ain't saying I'm Barbara Badass, but I'm just saying, be fair. So when they tell me no, I don't feel bad because I got 3 degrees. Why are you telling me no? Quentin said, I know that it's super, super low. Only when it's bad, they not quick to release. That's not necessarily how that goes. But I'll take it. Bold, MKB, and Mr. Q, peace and love. And he said, Al Money, Miss T, good people name. So, yeah, I've told y'all that before earlier. Whatever the numbers are, it's not going to change the trajectory of what they're going to try to do to Terrence because he has no value to them. Point blank, period. He is a slave, to them. Point blank, period. A lot of black men out here in the world, can give great arguments against, contrary to how they've been treated by white men, even going far back as slavery. And then they turn right around and become masters because that's what they wanted to be in the first place. So to them, Al Haymon, he's a master, and Terrence, he wants Terrence to live like he's his slave or think like he's his slave. And a lot of Spitz fans feel the same way. They just don't know it. They don't know where it's coming from because they follow hopelessly behind the great and wonderful Wizard of Oz that is Al Haymon, and they live in Emerald City. So that's what it is, y'all. Modern King Boxer said, top of the evening, bro, Al Money. So look, when I ask a question, the empty suits, even outside of PBC, you talk to any promotional company, these empty suits be messing it up for the fighters and the fans. We know this. Now, I have made mention of Showtime falling the fuck off. And I'm telling you, I'm to the point now, the only place I feel safe in talking about the shit is online. I did do my due diligence and try to find. And let me tell you, when you hide shit, you're doing it for a reason. Why should it be that hard? If anybody has the ability right now to go look up the boxing schedule for Showtime for the year from January 1st, 2022 to look to the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? But mostly Boxing News 24. If you can find Boxing News 24 and show me what was the boxing schedule in the month of December 2021, I will show you that the projections of the schedule go out 3 months. They always have. I'm telling you, that is one of my sources that I've used to tell y'all boxing schedules, because everybody come up with a schedule, but the most accurate one was Boxing News 24. And I'm going to tell you, it's mission impossible. I will have to go back and look at one of my own old videos the whole month of December, because I'm sure that I pulled up the schedule every month, a couple of times out the month, a few times. I would show y'all the schedule as a part of my content creation, or me giving you information. Because y'all know I do. I'll be like, hey, we got this fight coming up, this fight coming up. You can look at every month and see that often I bring up that schedule from Boxing News 24. I spent hours today looking for that picture, and it will not show it. It will not show it. They only showing let me see. Ooh. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna show y'all what they showing. Nope. I just had it up. What the fuck happened to it? Oh, here it go. Hold on, y'all. Okay, computer, act right. All right. Get back to it. Let me see. Share screen. Window. So y'all see this. This is Boxing News 24. This is a credible source. Never have I ever spoke on anything from this source and it turned out to be a lie. Never have I ever. In the year and a half that I've been doing this channel. Never have I ever. Look at the schedule. I brought this up the other day because this time last year, on this date, last year, if I were to bring up Boxing News 24 and hit their boxing schedule right here, that list would have been long as hell, and it would have been at least 3 months worth of information. But look at it today. Look at it today. You can either, and y'all, here's another homework assignment. You guys could go out and say, what's Showtime projected fights? I'm way ahead of you on this one. Okay, let me see. So look at this. It has a lot of fights, right? This one highlighted in black. It's supposed to be, it just said boxing schedule 2022 to 2023, list of up and coming major boxing fights. And I'm assuming that this is Showtime. It's telling you Showtime. 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 Now this takes it out to February. But we don't know. We don't know if that fight is going to happen right there. And you say, Miss T, how you don't know? Look at this. April 23rd, says Showtime and Garcia. Now, new Coach Malachi put out, and he pointed out, I saw that same interview, but good catch, Coach Malachi, that Oscar let it slip. There is no signed contract, so you can't have that as a definite. But what you can do is lock it in, because these networks, they give the promoters, managers, or whoever you want to be called, they give them a locked in schedule, so they could just, fill in the blanks. If something happened, as everybody know, in every boxing contract in the world, no matter who you with, they give themselves a wiggle room or out clause, like subject schedule, it may be changed. Like you can change shit on a dime when you put together a boxing, because you never know. People can pass away. People can get real sick. People can go to jail. So you have to be adaptable and ready. If you want to give a better example, Errol Spence, with the eye injury, he had to pull out. That was close to last minute. He had to pull out. Ugas' opponent with the eye injury had to pull out. Ugas and Pacquiao had a fight together. The show went on, but there was a change in the show. Money had to be rearranged and agreed to at the last minute. You see what I'm saying? So that's everybody's contract, because life happens. That's all. And Oscar let it slip just recently, this weekend, that fight isn't signed, sealed, delivered. But the matrix and all that stuff that was used to build that contract up is all in place. It just has not been finalized. So you got 2 fights for sure that Showtime is going to put on, and maybe that's the money that they saved up to make sure that goes on. Somebody else pointed out too, I can't remember who it was, that watch for this Gervonta Davis and Hector Luis Garcia, watch how both of them get a guaranteed purse. And neither one of them is a higher echelon fighter as Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence. But they got a guaranteed purse. You know what I'm saying? Jermell may get a guarantee, but then you got to look at things like in Jermell Charlo and Tim Tszyu fight, they did a digital press conference, which is much cheaper, so much more cheaper than doing a live press conference. So a lot of people get mad at the messenger and be like, Miss T, you praying for their downfall. You want them to fail and this, that, and other. And I'm like, no, I don't have nothing to do with them failing. That would be a lot of their propaganda and their mismanagement of funds, which Miss T ain't nowhere near. I have no role in PBC at all. So I say all of this. I be like, what is PBC gonna do? I don't want to say what y'all gonna do, because I'm a hope and pray and be optimistic that Earl's fans are just his fans. They're not fans of PBC. They're just his fans. Y'all fans of everything he attached to. Y'all just fans. I'm using other people's because they say share my content. So I'm using some. I'll tell you when I share something that somebody else did on their show. I think Barbershop Conversation wrote about or talked about the numbers that came in for Frank Martin. Now watch how they build Frank Martin up and make him sound like he's the second coming versus what he's actually doing. By the time they was watching his fight, it was 107 fans watching it for the free. For the free. That's nothing. For the free, you will get more. When you have to pay, you're going to get less, right? For the free. Terrence Crawford had 3 million plus people watching one of his for the free fights on ESPN. They don't ever talk about that. And as I say, I have to take whatever number that BLK wants to put out. I'm not going to get no pushback. I'm not going to get no argument. If it's low numbers, it's low numbers. If it's high numbers, it's high numbers. Because I know the way it's set up, they can lie to anybody. And I'm not going to call them liars. I'm going to take the number. I roll with it. But I know if you break a record, then you're going to get an accurate ass number. And who's breaking 4.6 million in this era or any era going forward, unless it's for free? Who's going to do that? I ask any of you, y'all tell me, who's going to break that record? That's never going to happen. I can say that with a straight face. That's never going to happen. But, I'm 99.9% chance sure that that's never, ever going to happen. So where do we go from there? We just have to, for the sake of argument, whatever number BLK want to say it is, that's what it is for me. As long as BLK say they haven't released any numbers, I can't validate any numbers that's out there now. I'm not trying to be hating, but I'm waiting, just like you guys, for BLK to come out with a number. And I haven't seen where they did that yet. If somebody can tell me where and point me to an article where BLK themselves put out some numbers, then I'll be more than happy. I'm not going to take an Earl Sexual's word for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm going by the company who will own that intel. And if they want to put out that intel, then they'll do it. I'm showing you all. I also told you guys, I gave you enough information to go look up the article, but Showtime felt like they don't have to. And it's hit or miss because they let the Frank Martin numbers go, maybe because they're trying to ink a deal with somebody. So everything is transparency at that. When you're trying to ink a deal, you can't hide shit like talking about it. But they didn't. Look how long it took them to tell us how much money they made off of Isaac Cruz and Tank Davis. Because according to Atlanta Ellaby and Floyd, Tank Davis is a star. And I ain't knocking Tank when I say that. I'm a fan of Tank. He is a star. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't going to put too much emphasis with the pay-per-view because ain't nobody Floyd in this bitch. But that's what they say. Tank Davis is a star. Tank Davis is so much a star, he made $50,000 in pay-per-view sales. But when he goes to negotiation, you got to roll the carpet out for him. What happened to going by the numbers? See the hypocrisy? The hypocrisy is big. And these are same PBC fans that do that when they get real critical and shit with Bud, but where the criticalness or constructive criticism for Tank or any other fighter that didn't make a lot of money? Earl Spence didn't even crack 300,000 with Ugas in pay-per-view. Where your constructive criticism? I still don't hear that and say, oh yeah, you should pay Earl less. I still hear that and say, if he's a big fish and the work he been doing, why y'all not paying this man $10 million? See, I still say that. But you will never get an Earl Spence fan to say the opposite of like Terrence Crawford or anything like that. That'll never happen because they live in Emerald City. Remember. But when they find out Emerald City is Fugazi, they're going to lose their mind. Martin King Boxer said, truth hurts. Screw UGC. Flame originator of the true media. I'll submit when you guys tell me to, but I'll wait for numbers also. I'm just waiting for the number. You can submit. I don't get mad that people say it's 130, 135, because I like to be in the know. Don't get me wrong, fellas. I don't care if you submit it and say it. My first question going to be, did it come from BLK Prime? If you tell me no, then it's in one ear and out the other. It's all good. I respect it, though. I respect it. Quentin said, this is Rob. What's good, my brother? Martin King said Fox. Yeah, Fox is done. But somebody cleverly reposted an old Fox article But so when you first open it up, it says September 4th, I believe, 2022. But if you read it, you gotta keep reading. In the article, it'll tell you what it's talking about with the deal with PBC. They are talking about a deal that was made 2018 until 3 years later, which put that at 2021. And Fox News has not renewed their contract with 60 million. But you will have some Earl Spence fans will argue down. And I told y'all that this past weekend I had that with one of my friends. I said I think I had a sighting of Bigfoot because motherfucker people all over the world ever since the 1800s was like, yo, it's a Bigfoot out there. And they never really saw one, but they think they seen one. They swear they seen one. They swear they got evidential proof, but they ain't got the proof enough to show us, the world, as a collective, like, see what I'm telling you? They show us enough where we'll be like, bi curious and like, oh, I wonder. But curious in another way, like, nigga, what you do to lie? But so my friend, this is me saying I know this man for years. He did my retirement. And to find out this motherfucker is an Earl sexual, it like damn near knocked me off my feet. And okay, if he's a fan of Earl, cool. I know this man to be a smart guy. He's my go-to for a lot of things. But the delusion of it all, I had to call another friend to be the mediator. And then and only then he accepted. Because I was like, he can't be this delusional. I said, I know what it is. He's a man, T, and you're a woman. So he can't accept your word. Because after all, this is a man's domain, right? So I called my homeboy, who don't agree with me just to be agreeing with me, but agree with me when he feels that I'm valid in something I'm speaking. And so he mediated. And a lot of things I could not get my friend, who's the Earl sexual, to see. My friend, the mediator, said it in a better way, and he accepted it. But he was not going to accept it from me. I told y'all about that. I'm surprised that the press release didn't respond back because I left my number and reason why I was calling. They got in their mind when they going to release it. Okay, Q, I got you, bro. Respect. He said, I'm really waiting on something official I can Google. Q, just because you can Google, make sure you read. Make sure you read, bro, because this article got everybody. And I understand why. I'm not laughing at them. You pull up an article, one of the first things you do is look at the date time group. That's important. You look at the date time group and you say, oh, September 4th, 2022. This is recent. Anybody in here, make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, I'm giving y'all some good shit. But Q, yeah, that's what you do. But you can Google that, Q. You can Google that article right now, and that's what you'll find. And then you will see you'll have the keywords that pop out to you, like we inked the deal, a secure deal. It's for 60 million, and y'all take it and run with it. But you don't read further and see that they were talking about 2018 to 2021. That's the budget that they gave Showtime. PBC. PBC does not, Al Heyman does not spend his own money. He takes a budget from the networks. That's why he had Fox, and that's why he had Showtime. Fox was second to ESPN. There's no bigger sporting event channel than ESPN. None. And I would argue ESPN can hold its own against any sporting channel outside this country, but we talking this country. And next to that is Fox. You're not going to get bigger than Fox. I've given you guys countless of shows where I told you who's in partnership with Fox going forward, because Fox is now Bally Sports. It is what it is. Y'all will have to see it to believe it. I know. And they taking their time slow walking this transition. I know. I understand. Ms. T understand. But I showed y'all the proof that's, if you want to know whose Terrence have inked deals with, that's who he inked deals with. This BLK Prime was a one-time offer. Will Terrence run it back? I'm sure. if you're gonna pay him, see what y'all what PBC want to do is punish this nigga and say, because you ain't doing what I said you need to do, I'm gonna punish you. Basically, slave treating, plantation shit. Yeah, and the plantation owned by black owners. Yeah, so what? With white investors. But that's what y'all want to do. And Terrence Crawford is saying, I'm Nat Turner. I don't want to be a slave. So I'm a revolt against this. And all Earl fans said, no, the best place for you is to be a slave. You know, that's what you could be. And your wife could be a mammy and your family. And this is what they want. But those people, Crawfords, are anything but a slave and a mammy. They're intelligent. They represent ideally what you want your family to be. They're beautiful. But see, to Earl Spence fans, they're none of those things. They have no value. They have, they're nothing. And they like the fact that they feel that they're nothing and that they could treat them like nothing. And that does their body good. That helps them sleep at night. But this Crawford fan don't feel that way. But I don't feel that way with nobody, even if I'm not a fan of yours. What on earth do you want to be a master for? Why would you want to emulate that? Modern King Boxing, yo, when the Earlsexuals name came out, it was crazy. yeah, and you look at ES News. Let me tell you, I respect Ellie Satback, so I don't want him to see this and say, "Oh, what you trying to do?" But sometimes, Ellie, it appears. I know you're doing your job, but I be wondering, do you get the hint? Some of them are sick of you. They don't really want to talk to you, but they doing it because they know you are integral. You in a major name in boxing. Am I the only one to see that? When Ellie, he like a hop, skip, and a jump from being cursed the fuck out of getting the tongue lash. Am I the only one to see that? Ellie be trying to talk. He be purposely trying to kiss certain people's ass. Oh my God, man. You like the brown noser of you the king of brown noser. The way he brown nosed Earl Spence. And you can tell Earl want to tongue lash his ass so bad, like, nigga, get the fuck out of my face and go hang with the Garcias. Because that's where you want to be anyway. I get it, Ellie. You're doing your job. So that's why I ain't knocking you all the way. It's a job you chose. You're doing your job. You want to be able to talk to everybody. But I'm saying, my brother, you come off like you brown nosing. Or maybe some of the fighters that you talk to, and I ain't going to say it's a black thing. I do see it with a lot of black fans, but I've seen other people snub him. And Ellie, shit, shout out to him. He got a what, nerves of steel. That's a real Superman. Cause he carry on like nobody sees this. Earl don't want to talk to you. I ain't telling you not to stop talking to him. That's your job. But he don't want to talk to you. And he want to tongue lash your ass so bad. But he knows for his career that wouldn't be a good move. ATS said, y'all talking about my boy. Don't make me get on y'all ass. I'm going to drop the link. Get on folks' ass. Martin laughing. Fire. I know I wasn't the only one to see this. It's when y'all come up with sensitivity that one hurt. I try to say fans as much, Q. I hear you, and I'm actually going to do a concerted effort to say fans when I'm talking about your boy right here. I promise you, I'm going to use the word fans as most as I can, in going forward in the future. And I was like that. It's only recently that y'all brought it out of nigga. Like I had to say Earlsexuals. But when I'm talking about your boy right here, I'm going to say fans. How about that? That'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? That'd be cool for me to just go back to saying what I used to say, which was fans. You know what I'm saying? Martin King say, It's all about positive support. But now we got apps. I'm just boxing. I'm just a box head. And yeah, for the it don't matter who you talk about, PBC, whoever, everybody going to apps. So y'all Earl fans need to watch what y'all say about apps, because y'all gonna look like a hypocrites again, because you're gonna be all about apps, because everybody gonna be on apps pretty soon. That's the wave of the future. Technology happens, innovations happen, and people follow suit. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop, you can't blame it. It's the way of the world. You can't change this culture. The culture gonna change you to a certain degree. Andrew Charles is in the building. He says, salute T. What's up, Andrew? What's poppin', champ? And Andrews, Kemp Quinton said, Booger Ray. Who is Booger Ray? Linda Ellaby. Monica King said, I've been sending Ellie setback. Subliminal message, he just ignores me. Unless you're important, he not gonna talk to you. But he's earned his little niche. And he fit in where he fit in. But it ain't lost on me that a lot of people be snubbing him. And I ain't gonna just say blacks. They don't want to hear him because they already know who he favorite in this world. And that's cool, Ellie. You are allowed to have a favorite. But boy, you be brown nosing as hell, man. You be serving up the motherfucking kiss ass plate like on a regular. Especially when you talk to Earl, I just be laughing. I be laughing. I'm just waiting for Earl to do some real nigga shit. I fuck with Ellie. I fuck with Ellie though for his RGBA gym presence on up and coming boxers. Yeah, Ellie's cool. I ain't saying this to put Ellie down, but Ellie, you do this. I'm just saying it as a fact. I can't be the only one to see it. Box fans, when did I write this? Empty suits or the fighter who is important? Which one of these? Oh shit! I thought I put in the link. Let me put that in. I didn't write that. I don't know who did that shit. That's crazy. ATL unanimous boxes for his piece, bro. Modern King said, I'm choosing the fighters every time. T Word is in the building. What's popping, King? He got the peace sign up and boxing. ATL T Word, what's up, fam? Andrew, I wasn't sure at first, but as the apps get more established, it's going to give fighters more options. They won't have to be limited by the agendas of the major, more established platforms. Yes, when you find that, in the beginning, some of these fighters will get 20,000 paychecks. But, if you're a fighter just starting and you get a $20,000 paycheck, more than likely your handlers match you up with somebody they knew you could beat. More than likely. Beat them or not, you get 20,000. What you should do is, depending on how severe your beating was, be available the next one. Front load your career. When you Johnny on the spot all the time, be available, be available. Anybody who's successful in any business, in anything that they've ever done, even in the military, you were a front loader. You did, if you went out to sea, let's say the Navy, and you came back and another trip was coming, you don't give a fuck about that trip, but you're going to jump in it and give the illusion that you do, like, I just love this shit. And your boss is going to be like, your chief going to be like, oh, I could count on T. She going to take a trip. And your friend's going to be like, let that bitch go ahead. I don't want to go nowhere anyway. And you do it because, one, you ain't got no kids yet. You're not married. Why not? You're going to front load. That's going to take, 4 or 5 years out your life. And then you're going to be the boss. Then you're going to fall back. Or you're going to have seniority. You see what I'm saying? It don't matter what job you say or pick. Do it and do it often until you get to that level where you can relax a little. If you fought 10 fights for $20,000 every time in 1 year, think about all that money you just made. I can't do it in my head. I'm gonna spit out a number that sounds crazy. I'm going to say something like, 200,000. I don't know shit. I can't add. I'm not focused this particular time. So let me try to. Oh shit! Hold on. 20,000. I was right. Damn, I was guessing. I'm telling you, I'm not focused. But 200,000. If you did that in 1 year, that means you had two good months of break. You can spread that out. You did that in 1 year because A, you didn't get concussed. B, you didn't get cut because you didn't break nothing. If you get cut, that's 3 months you sitting down. Get broke something, that's 6 months you probably gonna sit down. Get concussed, that could be 6 months or 3 months, depending on the severity. You do that, you fight 10 fights in that first year, and you're young, you're 19, you're 20, you're 18. Win, lose, or draw. They want to chop you up and pay you only 20,000. You know what's happening? You're getting noticed. People gonna know who you are. You know, you can get on the undercard of anybody. You prove to be reliable or the go-to person when they need somebody. You're young, man. Your body can handle that shit. You know what I'm saying? Be the best you can. If you lose, the perfect time to lose is when you're young anyway, because you can switch your career around in midstream and become that high ticket item. Get your resume up as far as numbers. People understand when you're fighting the so-called nobodies when you're young in the game. 20,000, 10 fights in a year, that's $200,000. Your mom and pops probably didn't make that in no year in their life. I promise you, I never made it. That's money. You know what you got? You got a steady income. You got an apartment. You drive a decent, reliable vehicle. You don't have to hold down a major job. So your job is training. That's what you got to do. Floyd Mayweather did it, but because he was a name in the amateurs, he came out with the bonus of $100,000+ or whatever bonuses was. So he had money in the bank, and then he was getting paid those type of paydays. So when Floyd tells you that, I don't know exactly specifically what age he was when he turned professional. I know when he turned professional. 1996, October 11th, which happened to be my 25th birthday. So I know, trust me, I was a Flomo. He turned pro, and he was getting those $100,000. He was getting as much as his bonus that they gave him. They gave him close to, I think he said 170 something, whatever. Bob gave him a big bonus just to sign him. Because like I said, he was a name. His family was a legacy with Roger Mayweather and his father being professional fighters. You know what I'm saying? So of course you couldn't pay Floyd $20,000. He probably got a decent paycheck. I don't know what it was. But Floyd was fighting every month. Floyd said out his own mouth that by the time I was 21 or something, I think he said 21, I was a millionaire. Okay? Sometimes you're not going to get it the traditional way. You have to go around the corner and through the path and all this stuff. So this is bringing it back full circle to what my topic was. PBC going to have to reevaluate and reconfigure some shit. Can they do it? I don't doubt it. They probably could. I'm just telling you what their state of being right now and how it's affecting the boxing right now. You know, Andrew Charles said Bud picked up 10 million on the app, and it's still 2022. Where is Spence? And see, Spence, they're gonna come around. When Ellie was doing these interviews, he was asking them, and just now Ellie could be just a good reporter, but if you get caught up in your feelings of what he asking or what it looked like, because I tell you, he do look like a brown noser, but shout out to him. It got to be done. That's a field he chose. And Ellie don't let that, keep him back from doing the hard or easy interviews. So Ellie kept asking the crowd that was around Spence, did you see the fight? Terrence Crawford fight went down in the evening. There's no reason why none of them should have saw the fight. But you know it's always going to be somebody who slip up. Now, Earl excuse would be he was driving and had that accident. That's what Earl going to say. But if Earl had sat home and looked at that fight, but it's an app, you can always go back. They asked Derek James, and he was like, nah, I don't look at stuff like that, but you know you do. Then they asked a couple of other people that was in the room. Everybody was like, nah, I ain't see it. And then one guy who I guess is a boxer, he said, fuck, nah, I ain't see that. He let his feelings show, like, fuck, I'm going to look at that for. And then they all have this right. So be clear, they all have this right. But look at the message they sending. Look at the message they sending. Now, I can speak on it because I protest too. But I told y'all while I was protesting. I ain't just protest Earl. I protest my favorite fighter, which is Deontay Wilder. I protested him. He didn't get no money off me this time because I wasn't protesting him either. I was protesting PBC. I blame PBC a lot more, believe it or not, than I blame the fighters, including Errol Spence. But I will blame the fighter if you know how your people getting down and you're complicit with it. You can't be absolved of any comparability at that point because you know how your people getting down and you rocking with it. So you just as guilty. That I'm giving him real adult shit, real accountability, real responsibility that I would give myself, my children, and anybody in the world. You know what I'm saying? You are complicit with some bullshit. I was in the military. I was supposed to have followed orders to the letter, but they could never, and they knew it, could never ask me to go against the law. Never. Because then I won't comply. And I have done that several times in my military career. That's why I wasn't a favorite. I'm not going by this bullshit. Y'all can go ahead. But when I look back, I was like, well, T, you still kind of complicit because you never went out and said nothing. Well, I just stayed in my lane. Y'all can do that bullshit. I'm not going to do it. And when the shit hit the fan, you ain't going to say T nothing. T nothing. You on the island. I'm over here on the side of righteousness. That's how I wanted to do it. So if you looking at something that's going down and it's wrong and you act like you ain't see it, come on now. Let's do an easy one. You're not gonna be cruel to pets, and I know about it. I'm telling on you. Let that sink in. I'm telling on you because that's wrong. They're helpless compared to you. You don't want a pet, don't get a pet. But I'm telling. And you know, the man be out here caking for them pets more than they do actual people sometimes. But it ain't right. Now, it don't mean that I'm a snitch or I just be one to tell on everybody and all this stuff. Like, I'm not going to, some things I'm not tolerating. I'm not tolerating that. What I just said, I'm not tolerating pedophilia. Shit, don't let me find out. I'm telling. Straight the fuck, I don't give a fuck. It's because I'm an adult and I'm not supposed to see that and let that happen. I'm not supposed to know that and let that happen. I'm telling. Now, what you choose to do with your life is you. I stay in my lane. Outside of those things. And a couple of others. I ain't getting too heavy into it. But I mind my business. But you will not have me on this island with you. So, in the case of people's careers, Errol Spence, if you know that they doing people a disservice, they doing you a disservice. You should have been getting paid $10 million, but I can't make you help you. You know, if you like it, I have to love it. That's my motto. If you like it, I love it. Because that's what you choosing. But you know right from wrong. And you still rocking with it. You hear right from wrong. And you don't try to correct it. So therefore, you're complicit. That's my harshness of Errol Spence. That's what I get on him about. And then sometimes it's constructive criticism for me to say that he put his foot in his mouth when he don't have to. My example I'm gonna go to every time is gonna be when he said, "Tune-ups are for people who ain't sure of themselves." That's a put there in anybody world. All these fighters who have taken tune-ups or suggested that they need a tune-up because they've been out the ring or whatever, you basically saying you ain't shit. You need a tune-up. You must not be that confident about yourself. How do you draw those conclusions that a person who take a tune-up is not sure of themselves? That's a put down on the fighter. I'm not pointing out Terrence Crawford that he just talking to Terrence. I'm saying any fighter, because he didn't specify who he talking about. He made a general statement, but that's a put down. But they're not going to hold him accountable to that. And then he turned right around and did what? Took a tune-up. I know. A lot of people going to argue that point. But if you just take Danny Garcia and Terrence Crawford and just compare those two in their boxing career, which one of them gets the name tune-up over the other? I'll wait. I would like to hear from you. This is Rob said about $250,000. $250,000, you talking about the numbers? T-World said 200,000 net, 125K. About $250,000. And then them dudes are getting more like 1,500 to 2,000. Oh, I thought you said once every month. Yeah, like once every month. If you get if when you fight, period, is you get a $20,000 pay. And there are fighters who get that and less. If you fought you know how you beat that so you can maximize your money for the year? Because if you just sitting there counting what you get one time, you're doing the math wrong. You're not looking at it right. You have to look at what you make over a year, to be able to make moves and stuff. But you got to be disciplined in your finances and save and put money to a side. If I got a $20,000 check for a fight in January, you know what? One of the first things I'm going to do? I'm going to pay my rent out. I'm going to have me a nice little apartment. Could be a gated community. I'm going to pay my rent out for the year, which will equate to about $6,000 or $7,000. Okay. Maybe 10, depending on the type of apartment you have. And then I'm probably have me not no fancy smashy cars, but you can get some low end cars that make you feel like you riding in some nice cars. Because let me give you an example. Ford for the longest time partnership with BMW. So a lot of times you can get in your Ford that's fully loaded. It could be a Ford Fusion, but it got that look in the inside technology wise as a BMW. So you should care more about the amenities and what you got in your car and the reliability rather than the brand name. The brand name shouldn't be entering into your mind until you're making $500,000 or $1 million paydays. Right now, you just need something reliable that you can count on that can get you from point A to point B, no matter where that is, in a timely and efficient manner, where you ain't have to pour all this money into your car, getting it fixed. And this is financial stability. So I will pay my rent out for the year. Then when I take another fight the next month and I get that $20,000, I ain't paying no rent every month, so I ain't worried about that. My little bills per month, my cell phone bill, my cable bill, my electric bill, they ain't shit. I cannot actually put down $500 with my electric that could ride me out depending on how much I averagely spend on electric. And now electric companies, if they'll take your high 3 or something for a high whatever for the year, and they can average out how much you normally spend. You're going to have months where you spend a whole lot, and you'll have months where you spend next to nothing, and you'll have months where you spend regular amounts. But they will give you a deal and say, okay, after looking at all your bills for the year, we deem an average electric bill is $150. And you can say 150 times 12, get that number, and give it to the electric bill, and boom, you don't have no electric bill. That's not going to cost you thousands and thousands. This is what I would do in January and February, right? You know, you could pay your car note for the year or for a certain amount of months. My daughter does that. Every May, she sends them enough money to pay her car note up to October. I asked her why she do it. She said in the summer, she don't want to have to think about a car note. Hey, it works. Every dollar that she bring in, if she get 2 jobs for the summer, if she gets, you know, some income coming down, that girl be coming up with some income. It's all hers. She can keep it. She can save it. She can do what she wants. She can travel. She does like to travel. All that. That's her way of having a reprieve on having to deal with a car note every month. You know, if he paid his rent out, he ain't never got to worry about, do I got a place to stay? When I enter into a deal or something like that and it go bad, I always got somewhere to go. I don't have to like give up what I got and go have to live with my mom. I'm giving y'all game. You can avoid a lot of interest too when you do stuff like that. You know? And if you have a mortgage and you could pay $5 extra, $2, even 50 cents, hell. But if you pay one whole mortgage payment extra for that year, you could cut off 7, maybe between 5 and 7 years off your mortgage. Or maybe let's go smaller, 2 to 3 years off your mortgage. Your fixed mortgage. That's game. Every time you pay extra, put it on your principal. You can't pay interest on a principal that you don't have. Game. But these fighters can do that. But the problem is they take in money, they use stuff that they ain't got. Sometimes you got to manually do your career until you got to fake it till you make it. You got people that you got in your corner. They want to get paid. You got all these Reggie belts and this, that, and the other, but they're not paying you enough to have no kind of belt. So if that'll be the time that you work your way from the bottom up. Go through the list of fighters. And then at the end of the year, you'd have made like $200,000. Man, you're going to be sitting pretty. They can do things like this. But the empty suits know that you're not going to do things like this. You're going to bite off more than you can chew. You know, Andrew Charles said, I don't know. Think in the culture of this current social media area, any loss or young fighter takes will be rubbed in their face for the eternity. But, you know, you can go from sugar to shit in the nighttime and shit to sugar in the nighttime. You can't worry about that. If they saying, okay, T, we don't place much value, we're gonna pay you $20,000 every time you fight. My answer gonna be not I need 2 fights a year. Fuck no. You're gonna be living on your mama couch. And some mamas out here is on that notion like when you leave, you don't come back. Once you grown, what did what's his name? Old boy say, Earthquake said, I become the advisor in chief. Hey, I advise you not to do that. Once I checked off and I did my bid, you ask my children, I'll pay. Can you help me pay? I want to get my hair done. That's not my problem. I need toiletries. That's not my problem. I need books at school. That's not my problem. Because I am helping you with school. I gave you some benefits. I did 20 years in this motherfucker to give you benefits. You figure that shit out. Can you pay my car? That's not my problem. Now, I do help with some things to make it easier because I know how tough it is to go to school and be paying for school. But my kids get the benefits. Hell, better benefits than I ever had. Way better benefits than I have. If you want more, you will get straight A's. You don't want the scholarships that your state gives out. Hey, that's the choice you make. I teach them financial stability, and I teach them when they pay you less, that's when you do it more. When they pay you more, that's when you do it less. I don't understand how people can't understand this concept. But PBC had them hemmed up. Even if they're not going to fight their fighters, but once a year, or they got a 200 stable of fighters, guess what? Send them through little classes. You can afford that out. That ain't breaking your bank. Set up classes about finances and, percentages and what they mean. You don't want to do that because you put them in them fucking contracts that debilitates them, that give you the power and the favor over them. The Mac Mob is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said, blessings to the queen. Miss T, one love. Yeah. He said, one love, chat. Andrew said, back in the day, it wasn't so bad to take a loss if you conducted yourself or had a nice comeback run. I don't know about the generation of fans, though. Yeah. Nowadays, we got to get rid of this notion, this Mayweather era. And I keep saying Mayweather was for Mayweather. Y'all are not promised, I'm talking to fighters, to have a unmarked up resume. Mayweather doesn't have a blemish on his resume. Y'all are not promised that. Avanesyan, I know a lot of people like to talk bad about him and everything, but that man had losses and turned around, had a 6-fight winning streak. He knocked the folks out. He got people turning down fights with him. He's a name. He's a name. He was a name before Crawford. He's a name now because by virtue of the fact he was a ranked member. He got a nice little check. It'll help him make some decisions real easy and chill. We know he got back end money, but let's count. I only count the guarantee. Let's count what he got up front, $300,000. Isaac Cruz was not one of them big. I don't even think he was getting paid more than $100,000 fighting with PBC. I don't think he was getting that much. He fights under the banner of Team Pacquiao, but he was with PBC. I can see Isaac Cruz, all them fights that he was fighting often, whether you saw it on TV or not. 20,000 here, 30,000 here. And then when you looked at his fight and his the promos leading up to the Tank fight, you see his wife in their kitchen cooking or making a meal or doing stuff in the house with a fucking full coat on. So what that tell you? You in your house and you wearing a coat? The fuck? But when he fought Tank, he got what, 600,000 plus whatever back end. Again, I don't count the back end because we don't ever know. We don't ever get reports about what they got in the back end. We assume that it was more. It added to the pot. But now you got to pay this nigga 600,000, hundreds of thousands. You think his wife, he got his wife living in the house and his son living in the house now where they got to wear a coat? No matter what time of year you talking. I know in certain Latin countries, a lot of people don't know this, they deal with butano. If you never dealt with butano, it's like similar to having a propane gas tank in your house for fueling your stove, maybe even your refrigerator, but for fueling things, your heat. And they got this little contraption. They put that big, and that shit heavy. It's big. It's like waist high almost. It's a little shorter than your waist. And then you put that thing in the back of this contraption. It rolls on wheel. You connect. It's real easy to connect. You turn that bitch on, and that's your heat. But the heat is only in front of you. You walk around the side or the back of that shit, man, you freezing. It don't be enough all the time to heat a whole room. Depending how big your Botano bottles are, or how many contraptions you have in your baton, like to hold different Botano bottles. And when it becomes empty, there's a man riding around the city all day. Either they deliver Botano, or you can catch them on the street and be like, yo, come to my house. I got 2 bottles I need to change out. You change out the Botano bottles, you get some new ones for however much cash they charge you. That was Spain in modern times when I lived over there. I was like, what kind of shit is this? Now it's one thing not to have AC, because if you think about how the houses are made in the States, well, we could say projects. I know in Virginia, projects don't come with central air and heat. They come with heat that's central, but they don't come with no air that's central. Air is a luxury, but goddamn heat is a necessity. T-Word said PBC is trying to shrink purses to reset the market. Then less big names will be on pay-per-view. PBC messed up to me when they put the empty suits ahead of the fighters. That's when they mess up, because fans are not interested in the empty suits, and they're not interested in the promoters or the managers. That's not what makes us fans. We're interested in the fighters and the entertaining show that they put on. So we as fans, we can see who is the goods and who's not. We can even match make our own damn selves. But now whoever their matchmakers need to be closely imitating what the fans think that should be a good matchmake. You should be at least close, if not the same. That's going to keep the ball rolling. That's going to keep everything inciting. But the PBC was making false moves. Now, I know a lot of people say Canelo's the cash cow. He's not. Canelo hasn't broke $1 million except when he fought Triple G. He ain't beating Mayweather numbers. But Canelo took lemons and made lemonade. He fought the Mayweather fight. Everybody back then got paid when they fought the big fight. Now let's take Canelo fight and Bivol fight. Bivol fight guaranteed was $2 million, while Canelo's was like what, 50 or 40? So how does that make sense? How does that make sense to anybody? You could have lowered his guarantee, talking about Canelo, and gave a little bit more. You could have ciphered off $5 million from Canelo's guarantee and gave it to Bivol to give him an even 10. You did it for Caleb Plant. You understand? And I always be under this notion that you do what you want to do. Miss me with that business shit, because that's throwing away money. If you look, I did a breakdown of Canelo and Caleb Plant fight. And if you just, with Jerry wanted to talk about endorsements and investors and all this bullshit, and I'm just talking about the numbers they give us. Because if all they give us is the numbers, that's the numbers we have to give. And I remember I broke that down. When you take in consideration their guarantee and their split, and what goes to back to the networks or the promoters versus what goes to the fighters, and I had PBC making profit of in the 1.5 million, like 1.6 million. That was their profit after you paid Canelo and Caleb Plant. That total came up to 81 million. They made some crazy amount of like 83 million total when you count the pay-per-view and the gate and all the other stuff like that. But they gotta pay they gotta pay others. When you talk about the back end and then the guarantee, of course the fighters made out. I'm not mad at that. But then you turn right around and you use justification not to pay somebody like Bivol. Canelo was not the champion. He was not the number one seed. He was in the A side coming into the Bivol fight, but they didn't. I understand that Bivol is not on the level popularity-wise as Canelo, but he was the A side. And you offered him $2 million guarantee, and Canelo like 40 plus or 50 million. Then you try to offer Canelo the fight with Benavidez at 55. What was it? 45 million or 55 probably, and then 45 for Spence or Charlo to fight him. And you did this while Bud was sitting there thinking you making the fight with him. And then y'all Spence fans turn around and say, Bud, stop negotiations in the middle of negotiations and made a deal behind their back, as if that's not what they was doing when they was trying to get Canelo and Spence. That was behind Bud's back. Bud didn't know that until he found out. He never came out and said nothing derogatory about that. His fans didn't come out and say nothing. They didn't harp on that shit. But Earl fans did. That's the hypocrisy of it all. You mad at Bud for taking the deal and not telling PBC what loyalty do he owe PBC? Who the fuck is PBC to Bud? There ain't nobody bit more strange than the man on the street. Bud don't owe them people loyalty or nothing. Spence do, Bud don't. And they show Bud what his value was to them. So fuck. Fair exchange is no robbery. You know what I'm saying? Bud did what he had to do. Andrew Charles said, fans today. And no matter what y'all say, this is why Bud fans like me don't get mad. Because no matter what y'all say, he got 10 mil out there. So he got great compensation. I don't care what y'all say. He the first welterweight in this era to break 8 figures. I don't care what y'all say. Then Bud said in that interview that I was like, if you don't take it, like you better take it, or we just gonna go and make 8 figures on your ass. And then what you gonna say? Bud said, fine. How about I go do that right now? Y'all don't like that. And then y'all become fans of PBC and don't accept what's going on in front of your face. What's the other thing I want to show you? Okay. And then I've dropped the link, but some of y'all don't want to see the truth. Can't speak on it. But it's all good. This right here. If this is not a hint and a half of what's going on, I don't know what to tell you. I go back to this. I told y'all, I get my news. This is one of the places I get my news. Rarely have I ever got news from this source and it turned out to be fake. Because I tell y'all in the beginning of my hour, I always go back and correct myself, tell where I was wrong or where somebody got it wrong on my show, just to keep the continuity going about the right stuff. This is where I get my news. I'm gonna refresh the page just so to show you. I refresh the page. This is it. Showtime got 2 fights on this list of 7. Where do you see Fox? For all of y'all that read that article that said Fox inked a new deal with Showtime for $60 million, and if y'all read it right, you would have saw that they was talking about the deal they had in 2018 and 2021. But as I said, the trickery of it, the fugaziness of it, is that they reposted the article. So when because people, they know they're going to look at the daytime group. They see September 4th, 2022. They think it's something new and relevant. But if you read, that's why they say reading is fundamental. If you read, it would show that that was an old article about what they did in 2018 and not 2022 and not for 2023. Fox is done. Showtime about to be done. And this is your proof. You can go get any schedule of Showtime you want. This right here is proof. And every time anybody else that use this website knows that they be projecting 3 months in advance. What are 3 months? There's 7 fights. Last one ended February 9th. Showtime got 2 fights in the month of January. Maybe that money that they don't want to pay, they don't want to pay Bud and Spence to guarantee. This is what they using their fights on right here. You got to leverage something. You got to have fighters with titles, fighters that are exciting, that can bring in the money. This is why Tank is fighting right there in January. And then you got this fight, which is supposed to be hella important. Jermell Charlo, Tim Tszyu. That fight going down, that's an undisputed bout. That's for the creme de la creme of 154 junior, what is it? Junior middleweight. What they call it when it's super welterweight. That's though that division is. This is a big ass fight. But they ain't even have the decency, common courtesy and decency to hold a press conference, a kickoff press conference in the usual manner. They went digital, which meant it cost them nothing. How do y'all not connect the dots? PBC probably do got money, but I ain't even focus on that. I don't care what money they got. Al ain't gonna put up his money. He gonna spend their money, meaning the networks. Well, you don't have Fox to hook you up no more. You're about to not have Showtime. But you say this to any Earl fan, they lose their mind. Martin King said Adrian Broner have an in-depth analysis on PBC Chronicles. I'm going to rewatch and break that shit down and see. Hey, and I would say everybody go listen to Adrian, because you know what I be thinking. I think Adrian played country dumb and kept disappointing till they said, you know what, fuck him. Let him go all the way. As soon as they let him go, what this nigga do? Go sign with BLK Prime. But everything that AB said, high or not high or whatever, down on his luck or not, came true. Came true. The Mac Mob giving shout outs. Everybody giving shout outs to the Mac Mob. Martin King said, nursing this pinched nerve, bro. Oh, yeah, you still nursing that, John? He said, damn, MKB, rest up, soldiers. Stop them crazy back end move. Yeah, MKB. Remember I told you, eat some anti-inflammatory food from here until you get better. You'll be surprised how quickly it works. Martin King said, pumpkin jobs. Fucking jobs, I guess. Back end be empty, ask Errol. Errol Spence about to have a drought fucking around with Al Heyman. Yeah. He's at Martin King Boxing. Drop the link. I dropped the link several times. I'll drop it again. ATI dropped the link. There it is. Dan Tan said he said that, but what wants to fight someone else before Bud? And that might be his choice. He have no reason. He didn't have a reason to pick Ugas before Bud. If you think about it, I ain't getting too mad about that because it was a strap. If it had not been a strap, I'd be like, oh my God, we had a roast. But still, you had the choice to fight Bud. We've been waiting for it. And you chose Ugas. Why? Why? What did it do for your career? Why? Ugas had many losses. When Ugas had to fight the elite fighters, he failed. If you want to call Pacquiao an elite fighter because he was still active, okay. When he had some success with one champion, dude was, and how y'all say with Porter was semi-retired, Pacquiao was semi-retired. He was on his way out the door, hoping he could be the president. He won't all the way there. That's how y'all say about Porter. But Errol Spence would never say, his fans would never say that. With Ugas, he fought a elite fighter in Pacquiao. Errol Spence was ready to fight Pacquiao, and he was semi-retired. See? And then if y'all say, you know what you're going to say? Oh, but he had a belt. Guess what? Ndongo had a belt. 2 belts. This is where I say the hypocrisy be crazy. They really think Spence's next event going to do numbers without Crawford. Fool me once, never twice, Miss T. I always say we see. I always say unless you break it 4.6, I'm not worried about nobody pay-per-view numbers at this point no more. Because who gonna break 4.6 million? Nobody. Who gonna break 4? Who gonna break 3.5? Who gonna break 3? Who gonna break 2? 2.5. I can keep going and going and going. It ain't gonna happen. Errol Spence and them have never broke 500,000. And since the Mikey Spence fight, they've been going from 350 and it's been a decline. to the point that the Ugas fight was 240. So what we talking with pay-per-view? Ain't nobody no goddamn stop. Why is the emphasis on that? And Steven Espinoza was right in his article to withhold those pay-per-view numbers or set up the new culture. We're not going to release it right away because y'all be so into the numbers and you forgetting the fighters and you're not putting your emphasis where it should be put on the entertainment you just saw and the matchup of the fighters. So let's pull back the numbers. The only reason fans get into the numbers of pay-per-view, purse bids, and all that, you know why? Because if these empty suits would have never put themselves before the fighters and did the right matchups and everything, I don't think fans would have ever gravitated to numbers and stuff to see who's the best instead of looking at who's the best on their performance in the ring. It's box or die at this point. Yeah. Quentin said at Monte King Boxing, I just got that, my brother, and it's no cap. But I like I told this Rob, y'all certainly certified on keeping your word and damn good niggas to bet. Much respect, my brother. Yeah, I think I'm Mr. Warren with the 250,000. Mr. Warren, I ain't paying you to BLK release some numbers. And hey, listen, we good for it over here. Trust and believe me, I'm good for it for sure. But y'all better be good for it too when I win. ATL said trust hustler. My bro ATL. Hold on, let me get the taps ATL. And then I'll let you in. Pay-per-view wasn't no damn 250. Crawford hasn't done more than 195. Chat, I believe it was what they stated, even though it was one entity. Hopefully tell us more, but I accept what you say. I told you I'm not fighting no numbers. If BLK comes out and say they did 10,000, I'm gonna roll with it. I ain't fighting. It is what it is. Then we're gonna pay out. It still doesn't warrant us not being able to get the fight. We want nobody compares to Crawford versus Spence. I agree. Warren facts. That GI Bill plus medical and dependent benefits make it easy on them. Yep. That's why I say I kicked in. Quentin, salute my brother. No mercy, Monte King. So it's fair to say Bud versus EJ makes at minimum 5K. I believe so, but we have to see. If it was 200, anything we would have been heard that a layoff for the moonshine Chihuahuas. He said exactly, Miss T. Warren Lawns, I've been better, and you. They talking. I'm just making sure that I try to catch up. ATL, everybody important. This system is failing us as fans. I believe so. Pitbull Cruz, not PBC, never was. He fights under them. He's a Pacquiao team, but his manager or something is on the aisle in them PBC. I still know the drink you like. So I hope your turkey is dry.
Yeah.
They said that moonshine got me hog-tied once. So I was. Pepsi is my favorite drink. Warren talking to Mr. Lawrence. I have a turkey, but Bud ready, juicy, and very moist. Y'all wilding. Exactly. This the biggest upset in boxing history in America. Boxing fans can't get turns. T-Bud Crawford versus Earl. Choose Spence. We have to fuck these motherfuckers. That's why I told you I got on the boycott PBC venture, and other people boycotted them for whatever reason, and look where they at. We deserve this fight. But that'll teach their monkey ass not to stop putting the empty suits before the fighters. We don't care about them. I'm pissed.
I'm boycotting Top Rank, goddamn.
Hey, it'll teach them some lessons.
Damn,
you gotta earn our black dollars. Oh, Quentin. He said, "Oh, Quentin, I have damp red for you, 2 for 1." But what is y'all talking about? Yep, my boy is still the same. I'm almost done. ATL. Al Heyman puts up very little and drains the network and boxers for 20% for more mindset. Yeah, he don't really put up no money. He gets his money from the network, and the boxers pay him. So his coffin is great. His coffer is great. but he don't put up no money for no fight. He don't have to. But what's good about him is if in a pinch he have to put up money for whatever reason, he do have it. And that's what Floyd mean by don't call yourself a promoter if you can't advance $2 to $3 million. Come on now. If you ain't with that life. I'm still listening. And it said third strap is what did it for his career. Yeah, and remember, y'all, I'm gonna talk about this all the time. Calling all cars. Where's Reginald Peters? When we capitulated and gave it to him, and that's my bro, y'all. I love Reginald. That's my bro. Yeah. But when he said that Timothy Bradley made first ballot, and he was making a point, and I said, you know what, I trust my bro, but you know I gotta trust but verify. So I went in my George Bush Jr. voice, trust but verify. And or who said it? No, I'm sorry, not George Bush Jr. Ronald Reagan, trust but verify. So I went and to verify, and no, he didn't make first ballot. Tim Bradley is going on 2023's Boxing International Hall of Fame. That's not first ballot. So exactly. And last one, look at how popular Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall was. They broke Wilder versus Fury numbers wide. Let me tell you who else broke Spence, because they, you know, him or anybody else you want to say top billing. Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano did 1 million plus pay-per-views. Now, ATL, you got the flow. How was your weekend, or how was your week? I know you had to bury your father. Condolences. Yeah. You know we love you over here.
Man, I had a great weekend down there, man. You know, we had a great home going. Mm-hmm. You know, the Falcons played the Saints, so most of my brothers and my sister, all them on their family, they New Orleans Saints. So, you know, we barbecued Sunday and watched the game, and it was all right. You know what I'm saying? It was good, man. I can't complain.
You get your cries out? It's good.
Oh, no. That been gone. You know what I'm saying? I was there with my brother and shit. So he was the one trying to hold it together. But I'm like, shit, you can't hold that shit in. You got to let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Ain't no shame to that, man. Men in the chat and whoever listen, ain't no shame to that. Let them tears go.
But yeah, you know, that's why I wasn't on here Friday. And I think we left Thursday, but yeah, and this week, Monday and shit, I was goddamn down there. So
yeah, everybody say shout out to ATL already.
Appreciate you, man.
Shout out to my boy. But yeah, ATL, I was just talking about the empty suits and was playing. I use a lot of examples with your boy, of course, my boy, you know, other fighters, but I'm really talking about the PBC trying to prove this point. Like, you know, ain't no shame to it. A lot of times I feel, you correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think you feel this way, but a lot of times Spence fans or people fans of PBC, Charlo fans, they seem like they can't separate PBC from the fighter.
Yeah.
You know, and so they champion PBC as if I've said something about Earl. Does it affect Earl? Yes. But Earl's smart enough to figure something out and go somewhere, you know. Yeah. PBC can't take all the fighters down with the ship. I'm sure they can go to court real quick and say, look, I'm a fighter, time is of the essence. They don't have a network. I need to get with somebody who can provide me XYZ. And the judge can be like, yep, this is a valid point. You can get out the contract. I'm sure a lot of fighters talking about all the fighters in the stable of PBC. But I'm saying if you say something about PBC, Charlo fans, Earl fans, other people fans, they get upset as if you're talking about them. And you're not. Like, you really, it affects them. Like, for instance, Charlo should be top billing right now. Jamel, right? He undisputed, right?
Yeah.
He got an undisputed fight coming up, right?
Yeah.
Well, why they gonna do his fucking kickoff press conference digitally?
Because they don't like him.
It'll cost no money. And you're right, they probably don't like him, but it don't cost no money. And they don't ever do that. They don't never really do that, but they doing that to him. And this is your premier boxer.
No, so I've been through that. He been going through that for years. Like, you remember when he lost? Like,
Mm-hmm.
They was like he got down. It was over with. Like he just fell off the face of the earth. But I knew that wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? He got cheated. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but probably because they don't like him, they fed him to the wolves.
exactly.
And then on top of that, his behavior is something left to be desired.
That's why
So
they cheated him, because of his behavior. But his behavior don't got nothing to do with what he do, what he work hard for every day. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
That was kind of messed up.
But your behavior will affect your job, wouldn't it not? Your regular 9 to 5.
That's what happened.
It'll affect you going to school. Your teachers can shit on you on the sneak. You know, your behavior affects you in life, period.
If you don't remember, before that fight, he went on a little rant.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep. You know,
and they were talking shit about him before the fight. You know what I'm saying?
And he sounded like the biggest hypocrite. Now the fighting, you're not rogering up to try to fight Crawford or entertain any of that shit, but you roger up all the time to put this man down. If you don't want to fight with Crawford, if Crawford, you know, he's a potential opponent, so they both can talk about each other. I don't get too pissy about that.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
You don't want to fight him, so why you talk about when he lose?
I ain't gonna lie. They were talking to Errol Spence after the Frank Martin fight, and they were talking about the same shit. I think it was Fight Hype, and they said, well, he was asking about what did he think about Jamel and Crawford. He was like, man, and he ain't fighting no Jamel. If he ain't fighting me, he ain't nothing.
No, he was saying,
he ain't fighting no Jamel.
I wish I'd have had that clip ready, but I know what you're talking about. From what I heard, he was saying Crawford ain't gonna get no shot at Jamel. If anybody get a shot at Jamel, it's gonna be me.
Exactly.
Errol Spence.
Yeah.
So that's what he was saying. But Jamel don't seem like he want to fight his boy Spence. He always seem like it to me.
I don't think they should fight. They got the same trainer. Like, that don't make no sense.
But you see how the moves that Jamel has made. I want to say go back to when he first fought Cassiano. He got him a new trainer. I think Jamel slowly, low key, is moving off to the side.
Jamel with Derrick James.
But he has another trainer.
Man, he can't go to no other trainer, man.
He has
the best trainer out here.
But you said Derrick James the best trainer, or is the best trainer for him. But I'm telling you what he actually did.
No, Derrick James is the best trainer out here.
Nah, I don't agree with that. We'll have to agree to disagree.
Look how many belts he got.
I don't care how many belts he got. He ain't the best trainer out here.
What you mean?
How many belts he got?
With two
he got what he got? 7.
7. Okay. Who got more than that?
But see, y'all judging things that don't matter. Like he is a great trainer, and he could be how they rank him, like they give him the Trainer of the Year award. I don't say he don't deserve that, but you say he the best trainer out here. As long as Floyd Mayweather Sr. draw breath, fuck no, he ain't. You know, it's a lot of trainers out here. As long as they draw breath, Derrick James, in my opinion, I don't say he scrub or he mincemeat. I'm just saying, as long as them other trainers out there draw breath, he is not the best trainer to me. His boys won. They had to come up. Great. Let's see how long they can keep it. That's what I have to see. You know, and until I think I can make a decision after Bud beat Spence. I don't know, ATL. He's a great trainer. I don't take nothing from him.
Christmas wish.
No. I don't say he's not a scrub, ATL. I agree with you. He's a great trainer, but he ain't the best as far as I'm concerned. You know, when they was out there saying Freddie Roach was the best, remember that?
Hell no.
I never agreed with that shit. You remember that. You remember that shit.
You gotta talk like him. I don't remember that.
Yeah. Good impression. But y'all remember that. They just Freddie Roach. Fuck no. Roger Mayweather, is you fucking crazy?
I can agree to that one. Now I can agree to that one.
But it's the same.
You killed me. You killed me. You killed me with that one.
Yeah, it's the same principle. That's all. I'm not shitting on.
That's
Everything
facts.
ain't about shitting on
I forgot. Hey,
Derrick
look,
James
I
or
forgot
them.
about him.
Yeah, I mean, out of sight, out of mind.
I can admit when I'm wrong. I forgot about him.
Rest
You're
in
right.
peace, Roger Mayweather.
You're right.
But shit, Floyd Senior and him is one
What
and the
up,
same.
XO?
XO Factor, what's great, fam? What's cool with you, XO? He said, Modern King Boxing chilling, bro. Just made it back in this house. One love, fam. He said, cool. But yeah, I mean, that's all it is, you know.
You're right.
Jermell Charlo deserved better. And I listen, I
What
am
you
not a
mean?
champion for I'm not a champion for
You
Jermell
gotta
Charlo.
explain that.
Well, he is the undisputed 154 middleweight.
How he get that?
Don't matter.
What you mean? Answer my
It
question.
don't matter.
How did he get the belt back?
He fought people with the belts and got them.
How did he get the belt back, Miss T?
Oh, he re-fought, came back after a loss.
Who he was with when he came back?
He was with Derek.
Was he with him before?
Yeah.
No.
He was with Derek James before the.
Not when he lost to Tony Harrison.
Well, who was he with?
I think he was with whoever his brother was with.
No.
They both was with Floyd, I think.
No.
He went with Derek James when he lost.
Yes, he was. He'd been left Rodney Shields. He was with Derek James long before Tony Harris fight.
I'm finna Google it.
Yeah, Google it. He was with Derek James before the Tony Harris fight. And he lost his belt with Derek James. That was not Charlo's lost first fight with Derek James all in one. No. He was with Derek James before that Tony Harris. And so then he lost and he came back and got his fight back. That's commendable. And then he went on to fight his fights. Now, I personally thought he edged out Castano the first fight. A lot of people thought he lost, and I wasn't mad at that assessment. But he came back and fought. But in the end of the day, he is the undisputed junior middleweight champion of the world. Why are you giving him a digital press conference if it ain't about the money? Don't be telling me this, telling me that if it ain't about the money.
You right.
Yeah.
You right.
He left Rodney Shields, I think, for more so for the focus that Rodney could either give or lack thereof between the two brothers.
Just seen the lost interview.
Yeah. And he left Rodney Shields. And plus his mindset is different from his brother. And so he felt like
you know what?
He wasn't getting service right.
I know what happened, Miss T, in that fight. I remember. Right. He didn't listen to Derek James that fight.
He was going rogue, you saying?
He was doing everything against what Derek James was telling him to do.
He was fighting, and his emotions got the best of him.
Yeah.
And that's the type of fighter Jermell Charlo is. He be emotional about his shit. But sometimes that leads to risk of his emotions getting the best of him. And that's where he could fail with somebody who is an astute elite fighter himself in Tony Harris. And can talk shit. That motherfucker one of the best shit talkers ever. Tony Harris. I wouldn't want to be in a shit talking fight with this nigga. But, that was good came back. Why I say he's getting a disservice? He got his first $10 million check from Showtime when he won the fight with Castano in the second fight. That's his first $10 million check. Now, he was like Earl, 3 belts in, winning everything for the most part, exciting, controversy around everything he do. And they wasn't paying him much. Look how they pay his brother. He is an undefeated fighter. They don't pay him worth for shit. So what happened with PBC is not necessarily the fault of their fighters. PBC mismanaged their money. And they did such a bad job that they pissed off the networks that was backing them. Because of their philosophy of mismatching and putting fights on that we don't want to see, and the networks looking at them as the go-to, like, they referring to them as the people who gonna get it right. And then the network put on this bullshit, and then the fights do horrible, and the networks lose money. People ain't gonna be with all that losing of the money. So Fox took extra stage left, and now Showtime will too. So I had asked before if anybody wanted to put these little stupid ass bets we do. Like they want to bet, like, what you think PBC gonna do? And I said, what network you think PBC gonna go to? I said the Zone. What you say,
ATL? I seen some that Showtime dropped Mayweather today.
Yeah, so that's enough. Look, was Mayweather making Showtime money through all his expositions?
Yeah.
Was he? Was all their fights Showtime? No, his fights wasn't Showtime.
Not all Showtime, but he had a couple of them on there.
But most of those
partner with him.
Most of those
they were the only people out back then. You know what I'm saying?
But most of their expositions that am I saying it right? Expositions
sound good.
That I know, right? I'm fucking up because I'm still on this medicine, y'all. But most of those fights that Floyd been putting on, I'm talking about after retirement, they was not on Showtime. I really can't think of one that was on Showtime.
I think that one Jake Paul. That Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul was it. But Conor Benn was not an exhibition. That was an actual boxing fight.
When Mayweather fought his brother.
Logan Paul.
Yeah, I think that was Showtime.
That's it. All the rest, y'all know Mayweather's done a handful of them and raked in money doing it. That won't Showtime. Showtime won't make no money off of Showtime. Contract with Mayweather ended when he fought Berto.
But why do you think they ended it with him today?
Because he's not under contract. They ain't making no money. If they ended it with him today, let me tell you, that's a hint and a half. I'm glad you said it because I didn't even know that. That even proves my point even more. PBC is not going to have a contract with Showtime.
They killed that shit today.
If Mayweather go, if he the head, the body will follow.
That shit said that they dropped him.
Yeah.
That's what the shit I said. That shit say he dropped him.
And that's what they're going to do to PBC. They just haven't made it official yet. You know what I'm saying? They haven't made it official yet. And I'm sure that Tank and them got a backup for when and if Showtime comes and say, we can't do the Tank fight. But y'all got to think it's business until it's not business no more. You only got 2 fights. 2. And may I remind you, I'm going to put it back up. 2 fights. Count them. 7 fights. 2. Showtime with Tank. Showtime with Jamel. All the rest of this shit is not Showtime. You don't see Fox nowhere here. And I showed y'all with this was Boxing News 24. This is a source that I've used since I had this channel. And never once have I used this channel and got sources or read articles and got information that it turned out to be false. Never. I've never had to do a retract or reprieve on anything that I've reported from here. Never.
Hey,
so
look.
It's a credible source.
Look.
Mm-hmm.
It was barbershop conversation.
Yeah. Oh, he was talking about the numbers.
Showtime drops Mayweather production.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you, when Fred put out news, not trying to toot his horn, Fred do a lot of things I don't agree with. I always have to say that because some people be like, "Oh, Miss T, you repping Fred." Fred be right. You cannot dispute his facts on some of the shit.
Yeah, that's why I seen it.
You can't. The Frank Martin did about 107,000 views. That is not success, but it's cool for him. He's young in the game.
Yeah, he's a cool prospect. He ain't even, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but 107,000 views
for a prospect.
But this is who he's
affiliated. He ain't even no contender.
He's PBC, and he's with Man Down Productions. I'm telling you that's
a contender now because he whooped Buddy ass.
Yeah, I mean he beat Michelle Rivera and showed that
he whooped his ass.
He kind of like did a Berlanga. You know how Berlanga got exposed?
Yeah,
that's how Michelle Rivera got exposed. Michelle Rivera don't have no adjustments. He didn't have a plan B. He didn't know what to do with the speed.
He had no
I was
plan.
looking at Frank Martin and thinking, God damn, Mr. Gary Russell Jr., how you doing?
He was whooping that nigga ass.
You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
Him and Gary Russell Jr. is like two peas in a pot.
I was like,
Size
damn.
and everything.
It's a damn painting nigga, something.
Mm-hmm. So now Al Heyman got his Gary Russell Jr. that he don't like the original Gary Russell Jr. So now he got Frank Martin. So yeah. So what is Al Heyman gonna do for him? Because Earl might be his production. You know, he might be signed with Man Down Production or whatever, his promoter, but he fights under PBC. Now maybe Frank Warren will get a reprieve and be able to go wherever he wants, since Earl is his promoter. You know what I mean? He's not beholden to PBC or Floyd when Earl is his promoter, and Earl gets to decide. But Earl said him and Al Heyman is like this. So if Al said, I want Frank Martin, you think Earl gonna serve him up to Al? Those are things I'll be wondering about. Frank Martin has a promising career, very much so. I like this young man, and I actually say he's the best fighter that Derek James got on his roster as a trainer. But two things that Frank Martin has to do, I know for me, but I'm sure I ain't the only one to feel this way. Stop holding and punching as you holding. You are that good, Frank Martin, to not to even do no shit like that. You that good. You are the goods. That shouldn't even be in your repertoire. Let that fucking bad habit go. Because people gonna hold that shit against you. And it ain't gonna be nothing favorable that you like. They're gonna hold that shit against you. So let that go. That's how I feel about Frank Martin. I'm with him. If he keep doing that, I have to fall back, because at that point, you are a complete fighter in my eyes. Y'all know how I feel about complete fighters. Why add that bad habit to your arsenal? I can't get behind people who blatantly try to cheat in a way that gives them leverage. I don't like that shit. I ain't the only person out here as a fan that feel that way. What you think about what I just said, ATL? Am I reaching? I can't hear you.
I didn't even hear you. Who you was talking about?
I was talking about Frank Martin.
And what?
I said he got a bad habit of holding and punching as he hold. And I said he is that damn good to not to have to do that. And that's a bad habit he needs to get rid of.
I don't think it's a habit. That's a part of boxing.
Holding and punching is not legal. So you can hold, you can spin around, the ref will give you warning, but to do it as you're punching, that's not legal.
I think it was something that he practiced in the camp. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The offset buddy rhythm. You feel me?
Right.
Not on no cheese shit, but that's just something that he studied that he thought he needed to do to throw Buddy off and throw his rhythm off.
But he needs not to add it.
Because one thing I seen about Martin, he set up like Spence. He set up like Spence before he throw his shit. So he would just basically fucking Buddy rhythm up. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know what you were saying, because he was grabbing a lot, but it was every time Buddy tried to step in and do what he did, he'd just clinch on to him and that'd throw Buddy off, and then he'd do his thing.
But all I'm saying, before we have another division in people like Spence and Crawford, like how we feel about them as fans out here, we can start feeling about that like Frank Martin and Keyshawn Davis. Before we go there, y'all, let's give them their flowers, number one. Let's say what they are, number two. Frank Martin, you hearing it from my mouth, and I'm not Man Down Promotions advocate. I'm not Earl Spence is not my top fighter, but I'm telling you, to me, you are that damn good that you don't need that. So let's let go of the bad habit. Let's let go of the bad habit, because that can leave a sour taste in people's mouth when they see him fighting. He don't need it. He that damn good. Man, that dude was Gary Russell Jr. Esquire up in that bitch. He was
You're
on
right.
that. I was looking at him like, God damn, we got another one. And
Yeah,
he
I
young.
already knew though.
So I'm a fan, Frank Martin. Please don't make me not a fan, is what I'm saying. So moving on to other news, ATM, I just want to put out there so we can mark this date. Jose Ramirez, and I'm talking about the 140-pound division, has turned down a fight with Regis. The reason given is that it was a 65-35 split. I guess that didn't, he said he would have took a 60-40, but they offered him a 65-35. He would rather fight Richard Comey. Because I guess he'll get the proper split in that one. They also said they would, like I said, they would have took the 60-40. What you think about that?
Man, I box and shit, man. If I had that opportunity to do any of that shit, I will fight anybody. I don't give a fuck what you give me. It's gonna feed my family at the end of the day. Nigga, I'm gonna fight your ass. Fuck that.
Yeah. I mean, you talking Regis that just made his belt back. Come on, let's not put, and I like Regis. Let's not make Regis the top echelon fighter or whatever. He just got his belt back. What's up?
That's just like goddamn if you was at the goddamn gas station, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the motherfucker said, "Hey, how you doing, ma'am? How would you feel about fighting Clarissa Shields for such and such?"
They put up life-changing numbers. I'd be like, I'll get in there for 30 seconds. Let me know how long I got to be in there to earn that money, and then
you know what I'm saying?
You can almost bet your bottom dollar Miss T taking a dive when I get to if they say 30 seconds at 29.2 seconds, Miss T will be on the floor and the man will be counting over me and I'll be looking at him like, I don't know what you counting for.
Exactly.
I ain't getting up.
You know what I'm saying? But whatever number, if you don't hold as much weight as the other person, man, you might well go and take that shit, bro. This is what you supposedly do. Fuck the zero, all that shit. If you feel like you better than this man, go out there and fight him. Fuck the numbers.
Yeah, and see, this is why this is all stemming, and I'm not saying it's Mayweather's fault. It's more so by default. This is all stemming out of the Mayweather era. That's why before the Maidana fight, Steven Espinosa started that campaign of withholding pay-per-view numbers, so you don't be wrapped up in that over the actual fight. What's up?
You can't even say Mayweather numbers because ain't nobody ever do it like Mayweather.
They haven't, but I'm talking about people was, you know how they used to argue and hate on Mayweather. It was out what the pay-per-view numbers did. Who the fuck cares? Nobody cared about that shit before Mayweather.
Yeah.
Nobody cared about that shit.
It was high.
Yeah, but Steven Espinosa.
You get $500 million for a fight? Oh,
yeah. Steven Espinosa was like, we're not going to put the numbers out no more.
Miss T, you get $500 million for a fight, bro?
Yeah.
Really?
That's why he's a billionaire. Mayweather, for the longest time, most of his contracts that he fought under Showtime, and he had them 6-fight deal. Most of the time when he fought, it brought $1 billion to Vegas. That right there alone can make them fucking move shit for his face. Right there. Because he feeding the whole motherfucking city. And so people who walking around with this notion about the money and the pay-per-views and the split, that shit wasn't an issue until Mayweather made his shit known. And when Mayweather write his memoir, he'll tell y'all why he put out his business as far as how much money he made and this, that, and that. Because I be like, Floyd, you ain't worried about the tax man hearing what you said you made, and what about people who greedy want to slide on you and shit? Like Floyd put out that shit. What's up?
Tell me this, right? I know you're gonna be on my side on this one, right? I got to slide up to the computer, right?
What's up?
What the fuck is the point of a Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall 2?
Unless they want to get more money, I don't see it. She beat her.
Did she beat her or did she whoop her ass?
For me, she beat her. I don't want to say she scalded her because both of them fights that night was close. But she definitely beat her. There was no doubt in nobody's mind that she won the fight. But
so what's the point of doing it again?
Because the point would be subjective, and the point would be probably one-sided. Savannah Marshall wants a reprieve, and she wants more, or both of them might want some more money. Because that fight, their pay was high.
Look, let me tell you what. This is my opinion on how a rematch should have been judged between them, right?
Right.
Okay, Clarissa had what, 3 belts, right?
Right.
Savannah had the 1, right? If Savannah beat me, I got 3 belts. I'm entitled to a rematch because I had 3 belts, you had 1, right?
Right.
How the fuck do I whoop your ass damn near every round and you want a rematch and you got 1 belt? I got 3 belts, you had 1. I whooped your ass. What the fuck is a rematch for? I got your belt. Like, it's no reason for a rematch. Like,
well, I feel you, but then we have to go to what the law is. When they did the contract, just because you got 1 belt, you can still advocate for yourself to get a rematch with your 1 belt. If the parties sign off on that, then you got law on your side. But if they didn't do a rematch clause, and she's crying about it right now, saying Savannah Marshall is crying about it, then she shit out of luck.
Okay.
That would be up to Clarissa if she feel like giving out Christmas this year. You know what I'm saying?
Next question, right?
What's up?
What do you think the next outcome gonna be?
If they fight, I think they need to bring it to America, and I think Clarissa gonna double down. I'm getting to it, but the location matters. She wants. I know Savannah wants to bring it to Ireland, wherever the fuck. No,
she can't. She lost out there.
You got to bring that shit to America, and preferably New York, Clarissa. But I think Clarissa will beat her down worse.
Okay. Enough said.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Now Clarissa, she's adapted to her because by the end of the fight, it was all Clarissa to me.
She adapted
to her. But Marshall is a good fighter. I ain't gonna take nothing from her. She's a good fighter. And that fight that went on before they fought, I can't even remember. It was a fight before them.
I watched it. She got her ass whooped in too.
Who was that? Was that French? No, that was with Serrano.
In the amateurs, Savannah Marshall got her ass whipped, and they cheated.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the fight. I'm talking about the fight that came on before Clarissa and Savannah had that fight. Who was fighting before them?
Oh, that was them 2 girls, Amanda something, Amanda Serrano and something else.
Michaela. No.
Yeah, Michaela Meyer.
Was it?
Michaela Meyer and Alicia Baumgartner.
Oh yeah. That's who was fighting. Now that fight was awfully close.
That shit was a banger right there.
That shit was awfully close.
That shit was a banger.
But it was a popularity contest and a beauty contest in a sense. He said that's why because it was that damn close. Not taking away from either one of them.
No, fuck
motherfuckers, the truth up in there.
The old girl who just coming up and whooped her ass. Hey, I give her all the respect because she ain't even been here. She just started this shit. She's a nurse at the hospital cooling. And just decided to come out and whoop some ass.
Who you talking about? Who you talking about?
The one with the braids that just won the Undisputed from old girl. Michaela Meyer.
The white girl?
No, the black girl.
That's Baumgartner.
Yeah, Baumgartner.
I know.
That's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, but she's been fighting all her life though. I don't know if she's a nurse, but if she is, shout outs to her.
Yeah, she work at a hospital in New York.
Oh, shout outs to Alicia Baumgartner then on that one. Yeah, way to double task yourself. That ain't easy.
She just came to boxing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, she claims she been boxing all the time, but when Michaela Meyer was saying you new to this, probably because she was off getting education. That's why I say shout out to
Got
her.
her ass beat.
I'm all for education. To be a nurse, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
All that anatomy, you gotta learn shit. You ain't got time to be boxing. You can't
She's a
serve
nurse and whooping ass.
But yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But that was a close fight though, ATL. That was close. That was closer to me than Clarissa Shields. Now I say this for women boxing, they need to pick one location. Just like I'm saying, this is the formula for BLK Prime. BLK Prime 2. This applies to y'all. You need to pick one location. One location. And do well in that location. And as you grow, then move around. For women boxing, y'all need to go to New York. What's up?
Miss T, my son want to say hi. Come here.
Oh, okay.
Look.
Hi.
Hi, handsome. How you doing?
Good.
You hear your dad on here all the time?
Not all the time.
Not all the time. Now, your dad tells me he used to play basketball when he was young. Which sport are you trying to get into?
I have been into wrestling and gymnastics.
Oh, so okay. Are you gonna be into boxing like your dad like boxing?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
So you hit the bag though, don't you? You punch the bag, don't you?
You know, wrestling is big. It's just as important as boxing. You learn a lot from that. So keep that up, you know, because it's going to teach you how to be disciplined, how to eat right and all that. And you sound very well. I like how you speak. You sound very educated. Who you get that from, your mama or your daddy?
They're both.
I'll put you. That's a good answer. Good answer. Well, nice to meet you, young man.
Thank you.
You ready for Christmas and Santa Claus and all that?
Yes.
Yes. What's Santa Claus?
Like 7 days after Christmas.
No, Christmas is like 4 days, 2 days.
It's that close too. Yeah.
Nope.
What you asked Santa for Christmas this year?
I asked him for I don't really remember what I asked him for. But I have a list, but I asked him for, but I forgot.
But Santa remembers.
Mm-hmm.
He always remembers. I know Santa. I talked to Santa. He told me he gonna be all over the place. He told me he coming out there where you at too. He got your back. That's good. You ready for it. But now, are you doing your schoolwork like you supposed to?
Yes.
That's what's up. Miss T love to hear that. I'm sure your parents love to hear that too. But that's what's up. You enjoying your time off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So make sure you know what it's good because you're gonna have Christmas and you get time to, you know, play with your toys and do with all this stuff without having to go to bed early.
That's why there's a song called "You Better Not Pout, You Better Not Shout."
Exactamundo, exactly. So when you get to play your games for a lot longer. But I don't know if your parents are like mine's. My mom had a maximum she would let us stay up on the Christmas holiday, which is probably 10, but we enjoyed that. We didn't have games and technology like y'all have when I was little. But then that weekend before school started, so like it was a Friday and Saturday, she made us go to bed at 7:30 at night every night. Do you have to do that?
Khalil, come here. This is my other son. This is my other son. Come here. Say hey. Say hey to everybody. Come here.
Hey!
What's up, handsome? He look like he over there bare chested. What's good? Oh, I thought he had no shirt on. I was gonna say, okay.
Come say hey. You know me. He know what though.
But that's good. I know Santa is gonna show out at your house, boy. I already seen what you got, but I can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you what it is, but I already saw it.
Come on. Come on, don't be scared. He gonna stay over here with his big head. Come on.
What's up, little man? What's up? I know he ready for Christmas.
My mom told me something though. Help me.
Your mom told you something?
My mom told me something about Santa.
Don't say it. You can't do that.
Yeah,
she might get striked.
I know that we can't say it. We might got somebody that's listening that don't need to listen. But you believe in Santa. You hear me? You stay believing. Because Santa be doing miracles, man. He
Miracles out here, you know, in these streets.
Exactly. He be doing miracles. Santa and Mrs. Claus, they awesome as hell. They awesome as I don't know what. They awesome. They performing miracles. Ain't that right, Miss ATL?
Yes, ma'am.
My little son so casual. Come here, man.
You gotta come over here later, you like it or not.
Let's stomp him out.
Well, how old are you, young man?
I am 8.
Yeah. Still. Oh, he got the height on him. I can see it.
Yeah,
You
you
got
know.
the height on him.
I'm 6'3", so you know how he gonna be.
Okay. They talk so proper. What y'all doing over there?
Hey, you know I don't play. Education first. Hey, everything else come later.
Exactly.
You know, I went through the other stuff, so they ain't going through.
They ain't going
What do you
through
play
it.
on it?
No.
What do you play on your Xbox?
You do play on. I love how you
I'm gonna
speak.
beat Miss T, and when the new boxing game come out.
Listen.
I already have a PS5.
No, they
You
got a new
do?
boxing
Yeah.
game.
I got a PS5 coming. I got one too, but I'm waiting on that game, that boxing game. Don't listen to your dad this one time.
When does the PS6
Daddy.
come out?
Now I might take a L to you because I ain't good with PS games, PS5 and PS4. But I'm not gonna take a L to your dad on this boxing game. Or Miss ATL over there. I'm not taking the L.
Y'all go get your clothes on.
No.
Oh yeah, and I forgot it's a holiday, man. Shit, staying up late is in effect.
You know, I just came back from where you at.
Yeah,
I was down there all weekend. I just came back yesterday.
Your sons are adorable, by the way.
I appreciate it.
Adorable. Yep, and you treat y'all raising them right. I love how he speaks. Oh my goodness. I love it.
Yeah, we don't play no game, Miss T.
Exactly. Yeah, because you listen, you don't want them to be like Miss T and some of us. Look, Miss T, me, you, we get on the phone, you already know what color we is. The jig is up.
Yeah. Oh no, I know how to switch it up. You know what I'm saying?
You know how to switch it up?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I hear it in your voice. I don't know. You don't talk it proper as it is, but
yeah,
nah, not that much. I mean,
you done been through enough to know how to switch it up.
Shit, I be putting my business voice on, but just the sound of my voice and
Yes,
the way
sir.
I carry my tongue.
Man. Absolutely.
do you know how to switch it up, Miss ATL?
Yes,
just a little bit.
Yes, I have plenty of experience.
Just
yes.
a little bit.
Okay.
Yes, I've been in this field before.
My daughter speaks real proper.
I love learning.
Look,
I love learning.
I know. Look, she ain't get it from me. I can tell y'all that right now. I give a very concerted effort. I know how to speak correctly and put my business voice on. But the sound, once you hear my sound of my voice, you know I'm a nigga. You already know. So I just, I ain't gonna try to hide it or nothing. But with my daughter, you can't tell. When I tell you, when they do phone interviews with this girl, when she gets everything, and I ain't mad at her, she gets everything. But I really attribute it to the way she speaks.
Hey, look, you get in good first. Then, when you get in all the way good, then, that's when you let the other shit come out.
Yeah, once the probation period is over.
You know what I'm saying? 90 days.
Exactly. Something like that. Depending, some places have a year. I'd be like, whatever. But y'all heard, I don't know if you got to hear my ordeal yesterday while I wasn't here. I had got pancreatitis. You was in there when I said that.
I just looked it up the whole time we was on the chat together.
Did you?
And you right, you can't really do the keto like that. You got to eat certain shit. I researched the whole time till you dropped.
God damn, this nigga, that's where they get that intelligence from. ATL, they getting it from the daddy.
Hey, tell her I researched the whole thing before she dropped the link.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So you eating what you supposed to, but there's a lot of shit you supposed to cut out too.
Yeah. Listen, when you have a baby, let them know, Miss ATL. All the crap you go through being pregnant, just being a woman, period. It's light at the end of the tunnel. You get those 2 beautiful kids y'all just showed. But when it ain't no light at the end of the tunnel and I gotta go through this mess, hell no, nah, man. I'm changing up real quick.
Yeah, like, your body change. Look, let me see. I know what you're talking about. Like your whole body, like completely changed. Like I swear, my eyesight had got worse when I had kids.
And they take everything out you.
Like yeah, your whole body changed. Like my anemic. Like, I'm anemic. I was always anemic, but it got worse when I was pregnant, and it was a lot of stuff wrong with me. Like I had migraines. Migraines were the light. They just killed my. Like I wanted total darkness, no sound, nothing on. I just rather to be in the dark, like a whole vampire. Like I worked at nighttime. I worked third shift just because I had migraines like that. And it's just certain things I had to cut off. Like I started with the pork. He helped me with the pork. Like that pork killed the migraines.
Yes.
Like pork, cutting out pork, it killed all. It was hard. I don't know what, because I love my pork, bacon, and sausage. But it like after like I say a year, slowly cutting it off. I didn't go cold turkey, but slowly cutting it off.
Yeah.
Like I got used to not eating pork.
And you can't go back because soon as you eat that shit,
the smell of it just make me nauseous. Just the smell of somebody cooking it. It just I know that's pork immediately. And then
Black people, we got to get that way with ground beef. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that red meat, red meat, that's not good for you. A lot of red meat is not good for you, for real. And honestly, okay, good. And I researched this keto diet since his doctor was like, go ahead and get on this keto diet, because he was skeptical. He was like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. But his doctor was like, also, it's up to you. I'm just telling you the facts and what, like the honest facts of what's going on with you. And this is what you should do. I'm suggesting this to you, but it's up to you to make the changes. He told me about it and what it could do. So I went to researching. I researched more than he did. I was like, okay, this benefit more than it benefits him, really. So.
I mean, all these diets, and I always say the water check, because I don't care what diet you go on or what kind of pathway you go.
Every diet.
Water, it ain't gonna fucking work. Yeah, every diet. It ain't gonna work without the water.
Yeah, you need water every day as soon as you wake up.
And throughout the day, you need an abundance of it.
You need at least 4 bottled waters a day, goddamn. At least 4.
I here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we advocate at least 100. But every adult can drink 128 ounces. Now, if you want to do your hottie toddy, your hot chocolate, your tea, whatever the hell you want to drink after or during the course of a day, do it after you drink your water. Your body gonna always choose the water, though. Don't be surprised.
Yeah, I gotta take them
Yeah, but so that's all I was saying. Yesterday, I ain't had no baby at the end of all that shit. I promise you I don't want pancreatitis to happen again. But I know it's in my future if I ain't careful. But I don't want that pain. Listen, if I took 3 fucking 500 milligrams of Tylenol, 500 milligram a piece, that means 1,500 milligrams of Tylenol, and that shit didn't even take away that pain. I felt like MSAT, I felt like I was in contraction, but it wasn't coming and going. It was just steady. Whew. I about smacked everybody in front of me. Boy, I don't have no manners, none what to speak of when a sister in pain. Miss T don't do pain, y'all. Ever. But I was like, why the fuck am I so lucky to get pancreatitis? And then they told me what I could have probably got it from, and I was like, God damn. Oh shit, back to the drawing board. So you best believe I ain't trying to eat nothing. Like all my juices gonna be catered to anti-inflammatory. Yes, they're gonna have greens. Yes, they're gonna have carrots. They're gonna have turmeric, ginger. They're gonna have berries. They're gonna have all that shit. It's gonna be anti-inflammatory base. I'm not trying to, like tomorrow I'm making beet juice. I make it from scratch. And those are going to be my meals. And once, like, you might be hesitant because of the habit of eating that you don't want to drink the juice. But once you drink it and just knock it out the way, you ain't going to feel hungry. You're not. And the reason why you can eat, like this old joke of you eat some Chinese food, but then a half hour you're hungry again. Or you eat food and about an hour later you thought you ate a lot, and then you're hungry. Well, if you don't give your body nutrients, your body stay hungry. It doesn't matter how much food you eat. Yeah, you filled yourself up, but you did not feed your body. So until your body is fed, it stays hungry. Now, the presence of other food filling you up can cause a delay on you trying to eat something that will feed you. Just remember that, y'all. But like I said, I always share with whatever I go through, and it's important to keep every one of us in the loop. I feel like Black people need to get off the red meat for real. Just let it go. It ain't helping us at all. And technically, pork is red meat, but then you're going to have that argument with a chef, not Miss T, because technically pork is a red meat, but pork is pork. Now, I ain't mad at people who looking at it like that. I ain't mad at whatever way you want to look at it. I don't do pork. As soon as I eat pork, like Miss ATL said, I get migraines in the back of my eyes. I don't like no food. Who like migraines? Well, you got, like she said, in the dark, shut everything off. I don't want to hear nothing. Who want to go through that shit? Miss T don't want to go through nothing arduous. I almost didn't come on tonight because I was like, I just don't want to, I don't feel like it. Let me just take this day of rest. But I felt much better. And that Promethegan, PROMETHEGAN. Oh, it's a must-have in everybody's house. If you ever have the opportunity to get that medicine, please do, and get it in abundance, because it's going to keep you from overdoing. Because sometimes when you keep taking the same medicine, I'll give you an example. Motrin. Motrin causes calcium deposits on your organs.
Yeah.
They don't fucking tell you that. And it thins your blood. Now, that might not be good for some of y'all out there to have your blood thinning, especially if you got blood clot problems. I don't have a blood clot problem. In fact, blood clotting and pooping is my system be on fleek. Like a person who have a high metabolism, they never get big no matter what they eat. My poop level and my blood clot level, those, oh my God, people probably wish they had my system if they could build a system together. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need my blood thinning. What the hell? No.
I know that's right.
They won't tell you that, though. They won't tell you that. And so Miss T learned these things, and I'm not saying I'm the only one. There's a lot of people out there that feel like me, Miss ATL, Mr. ATL over there. They telling y'all what they went through. When people give you their testimonies, listen and take what you will from it. You know, Promethegan, everybody, every household need to have it. Yeah, because that 800 milligram, instead of taking the 4 or 6 that you do on a daily regimen from time to time, you can take one, pop that Promethegan, and it ain't big, y'all. It's not huge or nothing. It ain't gonna feel like, somebody put a fist in you. Pop that joint in the back end, money, and motherfucking, it's gonna exacerbate the potency of that 800 milligram. It's not gonna technically change it, but it's gonna, oh my God, it's gonna take away the pain for a whole fucking day. Who don't want that shit in their house? So instead of taking 5, you took 1 800 milligram in the morning, pop that thing, and that thing is not a narcotic, by the way. Just pop that thing in there, boom, the mixture together get you through the whole day. Shh. I'm telling y'all some real shit right there. Y'all better go get you some, cop you some, see if they got it over the counter. Mr. Harry Dew, what's popping, Queen? I ain't seen you in a minute. Welcome back. Hello, peace and love. Just getting home from a 12 hours hope. All is well. Yeah. Look, them 12 hours is crucial. Y'all be safe out there for the Christmas holidays. Don't drink and drive. Be happy and festive. Take everything as a learning lesson. Be proud and happy that God woke you up today and the days coming after, because he didn't have to do that. Make sure you pray. Teach your kids how to give rather than receive. Teach them to be manners. Go back to the old cliches.
Exactly. Teach them values.
Yes. Principles.
Yes.
Integrity. That's what we should pray for our next new year, to get out this funk we've been in, where the lie is the truth and the truth is the lie, and everything's all about me generation. Let's end that shit. Let's end thinking that whatever God bless somebody with and gave to somebody, that's for you. It's not for you. What God has for you, he has for you. Even if you don't believe in God, hear those words. It's basic words. What's for you is for you. What's for Floyd was for Floyd. You know what I'm saying? And be holding people accountable and responsible to the things they say and do. And you don't have to work on not snapping just to get your point across. Because people hear more to snap and be turned off for that and never get the message. If somebody say something to you crazy, this is how I approach them. I say, and I'll do a little chuckle at first, like, to disarm them. Well, you just said this. Did you mean that? Because I personally took it like this. Is that what you mean? Oh, no, sis. I didn't mean it like that. Blah, 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 blah. And when they say they didn't, take them, just give them a reprieve. But you letting them know. Yeah, give them a pass. But you letting them know, bitch, I don't miss shit.
I heard you. Yeah.
Exactly.
I heard you. I could act on it, but I'm gonna be the bigger person, a human being about it, and let it go. I'm just gonna correct you on your mistake, because I'm sure it was a mistake. You saying or doing what you was doing.
Nice nasty. We call that nice nasty.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And girls are good at it. Women are good at that shit. I'm trying to put y'all fellas up on game. Nigga, my brother, I think I heard you say this, and I'm taking it that you mean this. Did you didn't mean this, did you? Oh, no, my brother. No, my brother, I didn't mean that. What I was trying to say, make him use his words and clarify. Oh, okay, brother, okay. And then laugh it off.
Right.
But do keep that in the back of your Rolodex now. I ain't telling you to be no fool.
Oh, no, please don't.
Because they could have meant every word of that, but they saw that you check their ass in a respectful way. Nice, nasty. That's how some New Year goes to be that. That's one of mine. Be nice, nasty.
Exactly.
True enough. Because you avoid a lot of, you don't want to take home grief and be like, I wonder, did they mean this? And I'm not doing that, no. I'm not taking your shit home. Whatever you put in my lap, I'm putting right back in your lap. And then I'm going home at peace.
Exactly. Reverse psychology.
Yeah. Be special and kind to people. Like, for real. Be kind to people.
That's what hurt them most. Reverse psychology. Give it back to them. Don't give them the same energy. Give them a pleasant energy, because they'll be like so confused of the whole situation. Like, well, I did this to them. And they gave me nothing but pleasant, but they checked me at the same time. Like, they don't know how to take that, because people don't have common sense these days. It's like,
Yep. And then they don't. And listen, if they walk out your life, they wasn't meant to be in your life in the first place. You got rid of a good thing. Bold and Understanding is up in the building. I know we're about to close out. We doing all these nicely praises and stuff for the holidays. Bold, I hope you stay safe and secure. I hope you got baby girl everything she needed and wanted and deserved. Well, what's up? What you got on? I'm gonna give you the flow.
Hey, salute. Unfortunately, I haven't even done the Christmas shopping yet, but I'm gonna get on to it.
Nigga, no, Bold. That's unacceptable.
I just been busy. Like, I really have. But she older. I could just take her shopping or something.
How old is your baby?
12.
That ain't Bold. Bo.
Yeah.
Don't make us check you up in here. If you don't get out there and got some trinkets and stuff up under that tree, that's still a baby.
For real. She looking forward for that. Especially for daddy. Ooh.
You can't make that call on what's older. I'm gonna tell you, for a girl, what's older is 18.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it come to daddy. Don't tear your drawers, Bo.
No,
don't tear your drawers already. I know you got it, Bo. I know you got it, Bo. I know you got it. Please, you got 4 days. Get some wrapping paper and tape. Buy some shit. They go to the store and get some shit you know she gonna like. Money is always good too, because at 12 is when little girls want to do and think for themselves. So you can be like, well, this the money for you to go and get, because daddy don't know everything you want to get. So here's the money, but do have some stuff up under the tree, daddy. But then, have that money and be like, so whenever you're ready to go shopping, let me know. And daddy can tag along, or if you want to take your homegirls, I'll drop y'all off. But, you be sitting outside the mall. That's what I do. I don't care what these little girls, they 12 going on 30. Fuck that.
Yeah.
But I know you got it, Bo. But what else you got on it?
Nah, I just came back in the crib. I'm like Miss T putting in some overtime and whatnot.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen you on this late.
Oh, we always do be on this day. We had 3 hours. That's why I was trying to shut it down, giving some inspirational, words, before I shut it down. Now, I will tell everybody, it's going to be hit and miss between here and the holidays, because if I feel like being on, I'm going to be on. Miss T going to take her breaks too. Shit. We coming into the new year. Miss T got to out with the old, in with the new. I know it was a tough year for people. Rest in peace to anybody who have lost someone special or someone they love in this year. And to people that we don't know that lost their lives, rest in peace and all that. This was a tough year. Sometimes I think about it, I wish it was 2021. And I'm a person that don't like to go backwards. But my nephew's passing has fucked me up for the year. So, and that just happened in October. So, I'm going to miss him. I love him and all that stuff. But I'm going to try to be positive in my thinking, as when it comes to him. We did get 20 wonderful years with him. So, yeah, so that's what Miss T doing. She's trying to sit back and reflect and always just think about how you can do it better the next year and let dumb shit go. You know what I'm saying? Let dumb shit go. If you got a good friend and y'all together and y'all handle, like I hear a lot of men say, I handle that shit like men. Handle it like a person. Let me tell you, principles and integrity. If you live by those 2 things, you can't go wrong in life. That's just my theory.
Yeah, for real. And hopefully people out there get along, stop going at each other when you close relationships and stuff like that,
Yeah. And just be grateful for the things you got. Don't count nobody else's pockets. What they got, what God got for you, He got for you. And trust me, you're gonna have your ebbs and flows of high times and low times. And every human being go through that, including Miss T and everybody on here. We know it. But we don't let that stop you. You want to learn something else, don't let it stop you. Ain't nobody better than you, and that's how you gotta look at life. Ain't nobody better than you, but you don't have to look at it from I'm better than other people. But you just have to say to yourself, ain't nobody better than me. And just keep thinking that way and just be progressing. And you'll see your life change. Yeah. But you ain't got nothing on boxing. I'm giving you the flow before we close out.
Well, I mean, I still see the same old. A lot of people jealous of Terrence Crawford getting a bag, basically. That same old stuff. They coming up with new narratives and new. It's like the whole the soap opera stories and stuff like that. So none of that stuff really changed. It's all. I guess it is what it is on that.
I'm gonna tell the fans of Crawford Spence, whoever out there, whatever boxer is your favorite, I'm gonna tell you right now, just by talking about PBC. PBC is gonna make a lot of people over there get some act right. The Zone was made to get some act right when he failed in the US and went back over there to Europe. Golden Boy had to get some act right because they don't even have a network they fucking with. They borrowed the Zones. And then Top Rank, it remains to be seen if he can hold on to ESPN. So,
well, you know,
all the people.
The thing with Bob Arum, it's like, when is he going to retire? When he's going to retire? I mean, my man gets way up there in age, you know.
He should be 91 now. I would say this about Bob Arum. When you reach an age that goes for him, Don King, all them the jokers back then, when you get to your 90s, hey, everybody give 90-year-olds a reprieve. No matter what they say or do, you can't retrain them. They ain't gonna change. All you can do is bless them. That's it. No matter what they say or do. Bob Arum could stand up there and call me every name in the book. I would be mad. And I agree that Terrence Crawford should sue him and don't stop till they get his money. But as far as disrespecting them and going all out crazy, and don't bring no old people that type of grief. They stuck in their ways, y'all. At that point, God gonna have to deal with them.
Yeah, they pretty much on the twilight zone.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do nothing more to them than what they got facing in the front of them. So just let them have it. Respect your elders. Definitely. Mm-hmm. When the 90-year-olds can do no wrong, that's how you got to look at it. They can, you know what I'm saying, though. That's how you got to treat it. You got to always turn the other cheek, be the bigger person with 90-year-olds to a certain degree. Bob Arum going to leave that company behind, and that's why Terrence got to sue him, because even if he die tomorrow, whoever step up in Bob's place going to pay that money. That's why Terrence got to go ahead and sue him. But, you know, calling him, and Terrence don't even treat him bad. And Terrence don't deter other fighters from signing with him. Look at Keyshawn Davis and all of them. You could tell that they admire and put on the pedestal Bo Mack and his whole team and everything Terrence and them got over there. But he was able to sign with Bob Arum, and they don't give him grief about that.
Nah, Terrence, matter of fact, also said that, you know, if you want to start your career off with a promoter, he said it's best to do it with Top Rank, because they're going to get you to a certain level. And once you felt as though you achieved that level, then you could take off from there.
Yeah. So that's real talk. So that's cool. But like, you got any closing statement, Bo? Because it's been 3 hours and I ain't even think
I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna let you go ahead and close it up, Miss T.
Thanks for popping through and thanks for listening. Thank you to everybody. XO, the Mac Mob, and all that. Hey, go, it's the Mac Mob, baby. I like saying it like that. Here's Brooklyn in the house. Without a doubt. Tell me where y'all at. Richmond. Tell me where y'all at. Richmond. Tell me where y'all at, baby. If y'all ain't know, I was singing some go-go.
ATL, nigga.
It's ATL in the house. Say what now?
Right now, they.
Where y'all at?
ATL, you freezing in the house, man? What's up with the cat, bro?
Man, I just got back from home, man. I had a great time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool right now.
He got the purple moon lighting. Him and ATL, Miss ATL, gonna set it off in the back.
He got that hat on like how we used to wear it in boot camp. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Yeah, he do. The skull caps.
Yeah. He used to have you roll it up and be freezing outside. Smack
I ain't going out there.
Hey, remember, Bo, you can tell a Chicago Navy person from an Orlando Navy person from a Cali Navy person just by how they wore their hats. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's cold out there, motherfucker.
Yeah, you gotta have a skull cap on like that.
Yeah.
I gotta keep my ears, hands, and feet warm. Otherwise, my whole body be froze.
And then that front coming through this bitch too is gonna be cold as fuck.
Yeah, the hawk is out there talking.
And it's coming tomorrow. That bitch coming tomorrow.
Is it?
Talking loud.
Shit. Man, y'all stay warm and stay healthy. Wear them fucking masks. Stop debating. That's another thing for 2023. Stop debating stupid shit. Wear the goddamn mask. Because even if you don't believe in that COVID and none of that shit, guess what? Statistically speaking, the flu and all those viruses went down because people was wearing masks. You don't even realize how much you be spitting when you talk all up in the nigga face. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Come on, then. Let's let the pendulum swing the other way to some intelligence. You know. So that's all I had to say. Anything you want to say, ATL, close it out?
No, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I fuck with you. We gonna rock tomorrow or whenever you come on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hope everybody be safe. Right. Watch your surroundings out this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It ain't gonna be much boxing news. And, you know, do take a vacation and reconnect with your family and take a break and relax and everything, you know, and get ready for the new year, you know, with a more positive outlook and giving more credence to truth.
Yep.
You know, so that's all I could say. And I probably say these little inspirational things at the end of the show whenever I do come on. Because, like I said, repetitive speaking does lead to somewhere. When you tell somebody, like what I do with the water check, I know probably half of y'all in here was somewhere and got thirsty and said, man, let me get a water. And that was a departure from what you normally would have grabbed to drink.
You know what? Hey, yesterday we stopped at the on the way back from Atlanta to Charlotte, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't usually stop, but then niggas stop at the store. Shit, I got a big ass motherfucking 42 ounce of goddamn Propel water.
Exactly.
That shit felt so good.
Exactly. Yeah. And especially as you're getting older, you'll see the difference. But that's why everybody's like, why you do the water check? Because it's important. Because who's telling us that in the Black community? I look back and reflect, and I don't remember anybody pushing that shit other than your mama, and they was just being cheap. Mom, thirsty, get some water. You ain't finna drink all my Kool-Aid. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Water was free. You hoist yourself up on the counter, turn that tap water on, lean to the side, grab you some couple swallows, and that was that.
Yo, I ain't even kidding. I was in New York, son. You know how New York.
Yeah.
Drinking that tap water in New York.
You said the tap water, not the tap. Oh, shit.
and then your mama, you come home. I'm telling you, I'm thirsty because I want Kool-Aid.
Hey, look, my whole family
in there.
My whole family from the Bronx, New York.
The Bronx. Tell me where you from, baby.
You know what I'm saying? You think I'm capping? I got a New York sign on my chest right now. I was born in Manhattan, but I was raised in Atlanta.
Ah, look at him. Manhattan. That sounds like Earl Smith. You and him got something in common.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look.
Born from New York and raised in Texas.
Look, man.
Earl Spence is a Long Island dude. He don't see the dude.
Really, okay, yeah.
Both from New York. Nebraska.
Yeah, he's born and bred. But you know, hey, Earl
Spence. I guess he left when he was a baby. You know what I'm saying? I guess when he was born, he's like, yo, let's go to Texas.
Which one?
I mean, shit, he was born in Buffalo, right? That's cold as fuck. What's up?
Which one is worse?
What?
Got them moving from New York to Dallas, or just being from Nebraska?
Moving from New York to Dallas. Nebraska is a clean, beautiful country. Nebraska is beautiful. Their colors, but their sport teams is put together well. They're a beautiful little state. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they got some fans over there.
Mm-hmm.
Shit sounds real good.
You know Texas crazy. Y'all know Texas crazy. But it's all good.
I got some family. I got some family that moved out. Like 2 of my brothers moved to Dallas. You know, I got some couple of family members that was in the military, and they just, you know, once they got out, they just all of a sudden settled in Texas because they were stationed out there, I guess.
Yeah, they got some benefits for Texas.
Yeah. And then, you know, I got a lot of friends I was in the military with. You know, they all went back home.
Oh, hell no. He's shooting.
Let me tell y'all, all 50 states are beautiful and a
shot by 3 niggas in the army, Miss T.
And wonderful addition to our union, including Texas, including Nebraska.
How many people you shot in the army?
How many people get shot in the Army? I don't know.
Let's see how many people he shot in the Army.
Who?
For me, I ain't shoot nobody.
You
This
lying.
Navy over here. This Navy. Bold is Navy.
He talking about he ain't shoot nobody. He lying, T.
He in the Navy. He ain't lying. He was the Navy.
So he just sent missiles and shit.
We put warheads on foreheads.
But they don't get me wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. I was, you know,
He the fifth.
don't get me wrong. I'm a veteran of the Blackwater joint. You know, going to them schools out there. You know, I've been a Blackwater.
He said, I don't know nothing about that shit.
I press buttons.
That G5 classified.
I'm a geek.
I mean, because also, you know how to force, but they had to see you like force protection and all that too, right?
No, I
ain't seen all that. See, yeah,
I worked with them. I do. I know everything you about to say, and we don't have to get into it all the way because I got
them military codes,
and then they be like, yeah, because I don't want nobody to feel in a certain way because some people can feel a certain way. But I know all about that. But you know, when I say, far as me, I'm gonna press buttons, so I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna share some things, pertinent information. Yeah. So that's all I had to do. I worked at air conditioning. I had a bed and 3 squares a day.
Yeah, I was a mechanic and I dealt with ordnance, so how that goes.
Yeah, so I mean, but the Navy people, we don't sleep outside and be crawling through the dirt, and nothing wrong with it.
Unless you like special forces too,
right? If you're a Navy SEAL or something like that,
yeah.
But we don't. The average, no. But that deployment ain't for everybody though. Just the deployment alone ain't for everybody. That shit going out on the ship, being in the middle of nowhere for 8 or 9 months. That shit. What'd she say?
No, what are you talking to you?
Oh, I was like, no, I thought you was saying, like you saying, I thought she was saying that she was in the Navy too. I was like, what? What'd you say?
No. I tried for that, but I just feel like it wasn't for me because it's not for everybody.
Right.
Even though my whole family was like Marine, Navy, Army, Air Forces too, like the whole branch. It just wasn't for me. And
well, it don't be for everybody.
I just told him don't be fucking with the military.
I know.
I almost went into the Army at one point in time too, because my pops he wore like 3 uniforms. He went from the Marines to the Navy to the Army.
Damn.
And I almost went into the Army because when you in high school, they just coming at knocking at you.
Don't they? Their recruiting game is on fleek.
My granddaddy was in that shit. That's why I'm kind of throw it off because of his ass from World War II and shit. But yeah, I ain't think nothing about doing that shit. Like hell no, I commend y'all. Hell no.
When I used to hear my brother daddy talk about his time in Vietnam, and he was always the point person, so he was way ahead of the battalion just to check things out, like him and a group of glues. He said, how many times I'm standing still and letting this big ass behind snake crawl over across my boot, and nigga, when he said that, Miss T got to be in the inside. Which one of y'all branches have a bed in the inside?
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was. What you gonna say, Bo?
Nah, I was like, my attentions really wasn't even. I mean, I could have went to the Army, but my attention wasn't really trying to go in because as a little kid, you see people coming back from like Desert Storm or whatnot. Like that shit wasn't on my mind whatsoever. So I think one of the main reasons why I joined because it wasn't really shit else to do. It wasn't nothing out there for me. You know what I'm saying? I just, when you try to get a job in the outside world, it was rough. It was tough. Goddamn, pre 9/11 was about to happen. You know what I'm saying? And shit was getting rough and tough.
And plus, I was gonna join the Marines, go in with the buddy system with my friend, and if you gonna sign up at the, I signed up at everything. Shawty was doing workout with them because if you join a Marine, they make you work out up until you leave. So one day we was fortunate enough because we had a lot of Marines come back home and just be on vacation, but they will run with us and shit on the weekends. So the Marines I was working on is all dudes, right? And I like the challenge. So I kept saying, why y'all got me doing this shit? And, being, making the dudes do some harder shit. Cause I was like, don't send me in naked like that. Like you preparing them, but you're not preparing me. So the guy said, no, Marines for the females is like aerobics class. So we finally had a girl come back. And she said, don't listen to that shit.
Hell
You're
no.
gonna be doing that same shit, crawling through mud and all this bullshit with your gun and taking that. I said, oh shit, nah. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm telling my friend, I was like, I'm sorry, but I've gracefully bow out. This ain't for me. And I that's the only branch I would have joined out of the other three. And the Air Force, you think about joining, but shit, even back then, you had to have an appointment to even come see them. They was always highfalutin. And the Navy was like, yeah, come on through. And the Army wanted me too, but I was like, man, I just said I'm not crawling through no grass for nobody.
Yeah. And you know what's so crazy? Like when I be thinking of like the crazy stuff when it comes to like Army Marines. I be thinking like, what if I'm out in the middle of nowhere and I gotta take a dump? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I gotta go out in the middle of the grass and take a dump and then wipe my just like crazy shit like that. I'm like, yo, it's the living and those
living accommodation. You gotta dig a hole and shit in that hole. You gotta bury that shit.
For
like
real.
6 feet by 6 feet.
And you gotta take off all your whole uniform, you know what I'm saying? You got a whole bunch of shit on. I'm like, but yeah,
and you gonna be stank. You gonna be stank the highway hell.
Yeah,
you gonna be stank.
You sleeping outside with all the bugs and man.
Coming home and then you can't hear and your ears messed up and then they pull bugs out your ear. Nah, hell no. But salute to the Army. Y'all are awesome. Salute to the Air Force. Y'all are awesome. Salute to the Navy. Y'all are awesome. Salute to the Marines. Y'all are awesome. And the new addition to the family. Salute to the Coast Guard. Y'all are awesome. God bless all the military people, past, present, and future. And I hope you guys have a nice holiday and everything. Be safe out there. Forgiveness, integrity, and principles. That's the words that I picked for 2023. That I'm going to put more emphasis on forgiveness, integrity, and principles. And I hope that y'all do the same. So until I see y'all again in my Pamela James voice, peace.